Oh, hello, folks. One of these days, I'm gonna master this StreamYard thing and get this together. I don't know what it is. It's not. It's definitely not user friendly. I think StreamYard was created by a bunch of young tech kids and whatnot. And I don't think this thing was really well thought out. They don't anticipate problems and stuff like that. Logging in, but people hitting the wrong tab, logging in. Next thing you know, you logged in twice. That's why you hear the echo in the background and stuff like that. So I don't know. It is what it is. But anyway, folks, like, share, and subscribe. College Genesis is on. We're gonna have another rocking good topics tonight. Now, when you have topics like the Donald Trump shuffle, that's one of my series, the Donald Trump shuffle. Just like we had the Obama shuffle, we had the Clinton Thomas shuffle. We had every kind of shuffle there is. The Hollywood shuffle. So tonight is the Donald Trump shuffle. You know, the George W. Bush shuffle. Black people did the Bill Clinton shuffle. The Joe Biden shuffle. Whatever it is. Tonight it is the Donald Trump shuffle. And shuffling, black people getting exuberant either for or against something and whatnot that causes one's feet to shuffle. Trump shuffle. Sharp is doing the Donald Trump shuffle. It's like no one can live their normal life and say, "Hey, look, I'm just going to do my thing." And but yeah, I know people. Look, I ended the other live stream. I started a new one. So if you, I don't know how. I guess I'm learning. Actually, folks, I'm just. You gotta excuse me, YouTube. Give me one. Yeah, I can't help to go in and this. I'm gonna start pulling my shoulders. I'd rather be sitting here watching TV than to keep going through those technical problems that I'm going through with YouTube. I got a strong internet. Everything else works good in my house except when I get ready to do the show. I have no idea why that is. It's like everything is good, but when I get ready to do this show, suddenly I get in and out. Caller, we can't hear you. Technical difficulty. I have no idea fucking idea what it is. Maybe somebody really don't want to hear my message. And there's a conspiracy. The man is trying to shut me down. So yeah, but we have a good gonna have a good show tonight. We're gonna have a rocking good time. It's interesting what's going on with between Donald Trump and Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa. How this gonna play out, I have no idea. But all I know is, look, as Black America, as we move towards becoming more nationalistic and everything like that, we gotta look at it strategically. I can't. What I can't stand is Black people just automatically jump and say, "Yeah, man, Cyril Ramaphosa, Ibrahim Traore, I support you." You don't know who these people are. You don't know what they're about. You don't know what you're going to get out of it. You got what it dawned on me that most Black people don't have any real goal or any interest in Africa. They're interested in Africa, but they have no interest in Africa. That's why they vote. They act on their emotions. You got Donald Trump, the orange man, racist white supremacist president, versus Cyril Ramaphosa. But let's look at the whole picture. I do believe the South Africa is right about land appropriation, but it's the way they went about it. They need to explain to the world why this is important, right? Because if people don't know that you're actually taking land, like whole section of a country that people so-called own, is not being farmed and like that, just like you own it, a whole section of the country as your own personal property. Nobody in their right mind is going to support that, not even Donald Trump. But you have to basically, the AfriForum has basically convinced the people that it's the government just taking land away from hardworking whites who are just working hard and everything like that. There was an incident that happened a couple of years ago where these white Afrikaners were complaining they're being discriminated against. When I saw a white family, I think it was Wyoming, brought them up here, right? And I'm gonna try to find this video. And they basically brought them up here, and they said these were the worst people. The guy said the guy wouldn't work. And the guy was just smoking cigarettes all day, leaving cigarette butts all over the place. They're real sloppy. And the guy said, "Man, we cost us thousands of dollars, and we sent them back to South Africa." He goes, "These people," he goes, "Man, these people, I can see why they're not doing any South Side. These people are lazy. They sat around all day eating and everything like that. They didn't work. They didn't get off their ass. They're just basically doing nothing." And they gave them a chance. They brought complete strangers all the way across from South Africa to America. And these people, they just realized, man, the white guy is like, "Yeah, man, the niggas down there freaking messing with these white people down there. We want to help them out, our poor white people." Then when they brought them here, they were like, "Man, I was completely wrong," you know? So, but the white South Africans have done a thing is getting sympathy from white racists in America. You know, they've been getting a lot of sympathy and pity and support from white racists in America. And some of it's legitimate because the way they sell their case. If you see white people in South Africa homeless and everything like that, and they basically don't say, okay, it's because South Africa is basically going through an economic thing, and they have to give resources to black people. They're so used to basically having privilege that the government giving them money and everything just for being white. Now when that's cut off, they don't know how to compete with blacks for jobs and housing and stuff like that. So they're pretty much left on their own. So, but they garner a lot of sympathy, just like the whites in Zimbabwe have a lot of sympathy. So I say to myself, where is the real Pan-African black nationalists getting us? If white people can still control land and they got a global system of white supremacy, keeping their property and interest in things, what the hell are we doing? What's the point? I mean, I tell you what it is. We got too many people who are coming to the Pan-African spaces with that loving Hakuna Matata, no worries mentality. People like O'Shea Juke Jackson. Has he used his platform to address this situation of white landowner? No, he basically legitimizes. Every time he talks about white people in Africa, he legitimizes them. You know, oh, white people coming to Africa for hundreds of years. They're doing investments, they're employing people. And so what? Don't say anything about who the fuck is O'Shea to tell me how I should feel about white cracker devils coming to Africa, you know? Ain't nobody gonna tell me what I need to think about white people. Look, white people here in America, Europe, that's fine. White people have absolutely no business on the black African continent. That's the way I feel about it. You know, I don't care what nobody say. You call me a racist, whatever like that. I just feel white people have no place on the African continent, you know, unless it's a visitor and a tourist, you know, spending money. Other than that, you have no business being a farmer. You have no business having a stake. You have no business marrying and all stuff like that. You know, all the stuff like that is not cool. But there's people that's going to disagree with me and say, like, that's fine. You know, we all can have a different opinion, but I may be wrong. But that's the way I feel about it. You know, I feel like Africa should be where the black man works his problems out and everything like that. The rest of the world, well, yeah, the fact that we can't even have Africa for ourselves, man, that just shows you the power of these people and everything like that. And it's not even so much these people; it's the fact that we got race traders. You know, race traders who have no fear of us. Until race traders and everybody fear death, fear that they could be bombed, fear that they could be hung, get shot in the street, and riddled in bullets and whatnot. Nothing's going to change. You know. Nothing's going to change till they know they can get their house fire bombs. They can be thrown out of a plane and stuff like that. They can be fed to sharks in the ocean. You know, nothing's going to change with these race traders, you know, because they're going to keep doing what they say do it because they take black people, they take us for a joke. They sell out to the white man all the time, whether it's in America, whether it's in Africa. There's always a damn race trader trying to sell you out. They use tribalism and everything. Tribalism just another scapegoat for Negroes to sell out and become a race trader, you know? So you don't think about being racist. Oh, no, I'm a Hausa. I'm an Igbo. And that's all because you're a race trader. You don't believe in the race, you know? So basically, you could be an Igbo and cut your deal, either date white people or have sex with them or sleep with them or have friends with them. You know, I know it. You can't fool me. You know, you can't fool me. Every time someone gets so wrapped up into their tribe when they're willing to wage war against another black person, that's because they are race traders, you know? And that's what we have as race traders. But back to the subject tonight, the Donald Trump shuffle. Where the hell is BLM? And where the hell is the POC? I thought there's, I told you folks, what they say is black people enjoying white adjacent tiers. In other words, these are Latinos thought they were like the elite of the POCs. You know, they were like the elite. They're white adjacent. They're the closest thing you're gonna be to white. So that's like privilege or whatnot. Like this. Now they're looking freaking stupid, you know, because all that white adjacent thing didn't protect them. They really didn't understand. America has laws. It don't matter if you're blonde, blue-eyed, or whatnot. If you're illegal here illegally, you're getting deported. As simple as that. You overstay your visa, you're important. It ain't about being Latino. People thought that no, as long as we like look white and could pass for white and do the right thing, have hold a job and look like decent Americans. Yeah. Why does WWE have 20 the title belt? I have no idea. But if you're here to troll Kelly, you can just basically go. What the hell do I need friggin' WWE? So I'm gonna go ahead and delete your comment and put you in a timeout. You know, next time you'll be permanently banned. How about that? You know, how about that? That's where I'm going with this tonight. You know, you come in here with foolishness, you're gonna be banned. So go ahead and type something, you know, and type something and see won't you be banned, blocked and banned for good. So make it good. When you go type something, make it good because it's gonna be your last time you type, Kelly. You know, so we're gonna have some good time tonight, man. It's the Donald Trump shuffle. Is Donald Trump on a roll here? He's like floats like a butterfly, sting like a bee, man. He just like rack it up, man. I mean, whether it's the border, legal immigration, getting hostages back. I mean, goddamn, you know. He's a sanctioned, tariff raising motherfucker, man. You know, like goddamn, his agenda. He ain't been in office a month yet, and his agenda is in full fucking swing. I'm like, goddamn. I'm like, how the hell? I want to know how the hell did Barack Obama ever get elected? That's what I don't understand. And you know, I'm like, goddamn, this guy is 78 years old. He's so fucking strong, man. Goddamn, he's up every day just handling business and whatnot. So you got Donald Trump is an inspiration to me as a black nationalist because if he could come back from where he came from, whatnot, you know, and convince people, millions of people, that that MAGA was he had a political revolution called MAGA, right? So you tell me that I can't basically, who I'm like 20 something years younger than Donald Trump, I can't basically convince black people that an Afghanistan could be. I don't believe that Musk is hijacked. Yeah, no. I think what you call Elon Musk is a Gen Xer like myself, right? He left during apartheid, right? He was brainwashed into that apartheid stuff. And the whole thing is, DK, is the black South African government. They should have had stronger. Look, this is what I don't understand, DK. White people basically support each other internationally. It was even Barack Obama, so-called black president, that fucking extended sanctions at the behest on Zimbabwe at the behest of the British and everything. You know, he used American power to keep Zimbabwe under sanctions, right? They protect each other. At the same time, when it comes to black people in America, right? No country in Africa has officially invited African Americans, like Donald Trump invited the Afrikaners to settle in America. He could do that, you know. Say, look, you're white, you're being persecuted. Come over here. There is no African country has yet to say, you know, African Americans, and also they'll target them. They'll say Afrikaners. They'll settle them like terrorists, like Mississippi, and they populate. You know, there is no black equivalent. That's why I tell you, that's why the College Genesis exists. All these other people you listen to online are fucking fake Pan-Africanists. College Genesis is the only person on this shit that's real. There's no black equivalent. There's nobody. Well, we have the year return. The year return, folks, in Ghana was a money grab for the Ghanaian government. It had nothing to do with us. You know, the year of the return was basically, first of all, it was all about the Ghanaians returning to Africa. In 2019, there was like this. There was talking about the sixth region, and the sixth region were African diasporans who went abroad, were living over there for 2 generations, and the return was return of Ghanaians. And then what happened was there was a lot of Black Americans who convinced themselves that the year return meant them, and because they basically were spending money, the Ghanaian government sort of went along with it. Okay, I guess it means, but they was not thinking about it. I was talking about the Ghanaians. They overestimated the money that the Ghanaians that lived abroad was going to return with, or what they were going to do. It was actually the people from this transatlantic slave trade descendant that really put the billions of dollars into Ghana, not the Ghanaians. So we got to get our verbiage and our stuff right. Dusty Brothers say, to all the Dusty Brothers, people in America, yeah. Okay, my Dusty brother, what do you think about the Ultra wanted to take over Canada and Mexico? The bottom line is, look, let me put it to you like this. Donald Trump is a white man. The rules are different for the white man, He has a manifest destiny, which means gather unto him what is his, If he wants Canada, he'll have it. If he wants Greenland, he'll have it. The black man in America, we're just supposed to sit back in a fetal position. We piss sitting down like women, and be somebody's bitch forever. We have no land, we have no nothing and whatnot, and we let another race of people dominate over us, rule over us, and whatnot, and we call ourselves FBA. We're just so proud to be FBA. I'm a FBA. A big cheese clown and whatnot, a big goofball clown and whatnot, old enough to be my father. He's a fucking buffoon. Look, when you look at some people like Big Cheese, now you understand why we're in the situation we're in, because we got buffoons. The past generation of black baby boomers were the biggest disappointment in fucking history. A bunch of buffoons, So what you can understand, I don't know. If he takes over Gaza and bring American businessmen to rebuild it, I don't think it will be a disaster. It would be a disaster basically if the Ghazeans don't return there. It'll be a disaster. If they don't return, it will be a disaster. But the bottom line, he knows DK. He could start building supermax prisons. Use that land to build supermax prisons for the Middle East. Build like a Guantanamo Bay in the Middle East to house terrorists and stuff like that in the area, Islamic extremists in the area. So who knows what he got planned? All you need to know is that we're just Negroes, and the bottom line is nobody gives a damn what we think. That's what we need to know. That's what. Once you get to that point, when you realize that until we have an Afghanistan, nobody gives a damn what we think. I was like, where's BLM at? Where's that POC coalition? Remember the so-called allies? Remember that? All these white people with white sabers running around talking about we got to be a good ally, because they got the real reason why they want to be our allies is because they want to support their miscreants, their transgender and all that nonsense. It's all one big cabal. The trans people, the POCs, which included illegal aliens, all these fucking criminals, weed smokers, pot smokers, dope dealers, dope users, all these freaking degenerates, porn stars. Oh yeah, and also under the new left was the growth and legitimacy of OnlyFans. You got little white girls walk around talking about instead of having a boyfriend, a husband, everything like that. You got OnlyFans moms now. You got women who want that life and everything, who are doing OnlyFans and make it, like I said, this is one lifestyle. I can live a hell of money. So people are willing to sell their soul for a lifestyle, right? And that's well fine if you want to do that, right? But the thing is, we're not allowed to judge. Judge not. No, I think we should judge. You always have these people Judge none. At least you be judged. Yo, fuck you that. Judge me, motherfucker, and I'll judge you. Let's see who comes out on top. Judge not, caller. Get the fuck out of here. I do judge. If you're fat, I'm gonna say, look, you need to freaking get in the gym, put on some freaking thing. If you're ugly, I say, look, you need to, get yourself in the beauty salon and do something like that. If you're dumb, I'll say, yeah, you're academically challenged. Go to the library, get yourself in school and stuff like that. All this. I'm sick of all this. Don't judge. No, let's judge people. Judge people is how you keep people in check and keep people in line, and you get people on the path of righteousness and what's right. I hate this. Don't judge, color. Don't judge. No, nigga. If you're dumb, I'm gonna say you're dumb. If you're ugly, I'm gonna say you're ugly. If you're fat, I'm gonna say you're fat. You're stupid. If you're a loser and you're a slacker and everything like that, I'm gonna say so. If you're a bum, I'm gonna say you're a bum. As simple as that. So the bottom line is just not judge. Like, get the fuck out of here. I do judge. I do judge. I do judge people how they look, how they carry themselves, and everything like that. It's not the total person. And then people are like, it's not what you got on the outside. What's on? Get the fuck out of here. Nobody cares about what's on your fucking inside. People go by what you look like, how you present yourself. So yeah, the white man could go to Mars and tell the Martian, y'all gotta get the fuck out of here. We're setting up shop. That's coming. He's gonna go to Mars. He's gonna go to Venus, Saturn. Excuse me. Bless me. He can do whatever he wants to do. But God forbid if the African American, right, whoever, a whole continent out there, 12 million square miles, ask for a little piece of their own homeland just to say, hey, look, we want to build something, see what we can do to build something great for our people and everything like that. That are basically at the bottom of the white man's civilization in America. We want to rise to the top of our own civilization. We don't want to be part of nobody else's civilization. It's time for us to become a people and a nation. Oh no, Carla, we can't. That mouse Elvis goes, Carla, you think you could outmatch America? No, it doesn't matter. We already lived the first world life. We could duplicate what we have. May have everything we have in America, but that's what we know. We know we can't live without sewers, running water. So that's the basics. All the basics. I believe if we could provide people with just the basics, when they'll come. You don't have to be friggin'. We don't have to do a super high speed rails just yet. Most people have the basics. Electricity, running water, refrigeration, all the stuff like that. Basic comforts of life, cooking stove and everything like that. Television, internet, and stuff like that. All the basic things of a modern life. Apartment buildings. I want to. Yeah, so I'm glad I'm getting people thinking now. Yeah, white people do stick together. Black people don't. But they got black people thinking they're at war with each other. Or Africans will come here. Well, they go to war with each other. No, they don't. No, they don't. When it comes to your black ass, they're united against us. Okay, let's see. Let me see. Angola housing. I want to show you guys some stuff. Angola housing. I'm gonna show you some stuff, folks. I'm gonna give you the vision of what I mean. But when I say this can be done, yes, it's called the Donald Trump Shuffle. You know, we had the Obama Shuffle, we had the Kamala Harris Shuffle, and I think this is a second installment of the Donald Trump Shuffle. See, this is a Kamunda, I think it's called. It's a new housing development in Angola. It's what I vision for the Afghanistan. These are housing units, like thousands of them, right? Built by the Chinese and handed over to the Angolan government. You know, that's what I believe an Afghanistan housing should look like, in the city. So you got how people have decent housing and everything like that. If you look on the inside, they're well furnished and they look nice on the inside, you know. Then you got these type of housing in Angola right here that for people who are more upscale, these houses right here, type of houses right here. Okay. These are like low income affordable housing. This is part of the housing development, The Chinese built these buildings that they built. The house, and you know what the problem with Angola is? They just say afford these things. Our people, we like us here. See this? There's all kinds of affordable housing. See how they did this on a grid? All this housing right there. When you have housing like this, everyone's on the first world. This is water, sewage, electricity, everything's in there in this housing development. You see how planned communities work? You understand why they call me the college genesis, so it is what it is. Senegal and Africa will offer refuge. We don't need refuge, bro. Look, Kenway, I guess you have to talk to me. Senegal does not have the means to settle African Americans. You can't just say come refuge, right? You got a plan for people to come. What's their voting, their political stake going to be in the country, right? Where they're going to work at in Senegal, in a poor country like Senegal, where they're going to work at, where are they going to live, what housing they have, how are they going to eat, how are they going to live. So the bottom line is this, you know, if which these African countries simply don't want to do hard work. That's the problem. African countries are just like friggin' hundreds of years behind us. Only country I could see that could probably reach out to Black America is Angola. That's the only country after studying the whole entire continent. That's the only country that I think that could really reach out to Black America, and really make a difference. All these countries are just too undeveloped and too poor, to make a difference. So I don't have that. South Africa, unfortunately, because it has so many whites there, they got to deal with that situation. And they got Indians and all stuff like that, so they're trying to build this rainbow society. I don't think South Africa would be a good fit, but Angola should be a great fit, and I'm going to work on that. That's my next goal. Angola is probably the best country in Africa. I don't care, bar none. It's not even close. Ghana is not even close. It's not close. But and also Angola, the climate in Angola is really well. It's very mild weather. It's not like West Africa was very hot. The climate in Angola is sort of like similar to the eastern United States, southeastern United States. Maybe a little warmer. You know. So but the thing is, bro, Kenway, these countries are not serious. If they were basically serious, They would reach out to the one person, college, and I'll tell them what they need. They reach out to freaking goofy people like Dr. Arcana, or they'll talk to friggin' Ben Crump, or they'll fucking talk to Umar Johnson. That's why I said Africans don't know anything about what's going on in Black America, right? If you're going to talk about resettlement or with Black America, you talk to somebody like myself. I'm the only one with the vision for that. I could probably you don't get a fucking rapper like Akon. That's where they made the mistake. Akon, are you kidding me? Akon, A Spook, are you kidding me? Yeah, Angola is a very beautiful country, stunningly beautiful. It's probably like I studied Angola on the maps and Google Earth. That's probably in the way the coastline looks and everything over the rocky cliffs and whatnot. And Namibia in the south, that's like the most beautiful place on the planet. Angola and Namibia, probably two of the most beautiful countries, topography in the world. All of Africa is beautiful, but Angola got like this. Who cares about Akon in Africa? Akon's not one of us, Principe. Where he needs to be going is getting some of his Senegalese refugees back from Senegal. We don't need Akon. He's not one of us. We don't want him. Arcana is like another buffoon. Principe is like addicted to these buffoons. The only person that unless this person is dealing with me, my brother David Hitt or Bomani, I don't respect nobody. Because all these people are nothing but goofballs and charlatans and everything like that. They're not going any place. No one's gonna listen to them. Nobody's gonna make any moves off of them. Dr. Small foot on the ground doesn't matter. He's another one. He's useless. Dr. Small. Foot on the ground. Foot on the ground. They ain't building nothing. They ain't got nothing. Can't get nobody like that. These people they can't build them like that. Can't do what me and Bermani could do. God, should never open that school. He only got that citizenship to take away for the fact that he's promised everybody that school will be open by Kwanzaa this year. And it didn't open, so he made a beeline to Ghana to take the focus off the fact that his school's not open yet. And that school's never going to open. Umar is mentally ill. He's using that school to gain money and gain a life on that. So you're going to see how long he keep milking the school thing out, send me money. So he ain't getting no damn school. He got a building. He ain't getting no damn school. He has a building. He ain't built a school yet. But it is what it is. Let me go back to more says housing, man. Just like I said, every time I see Angola housing, Look at his architecture, Like I said. And this is, like I said, my dream is to have territory to build, start by populating our land by building housing like this. So give everybody a first world way of life and everything like that right out the gate. So look how furnished look inside, And then you still got traditional houses for the local people if they really want to stay like that. But we'll have a program where we'll make sure everybody come on the grid, and have decent modern housing. This is Angola, folks. There's an apartment building and everything like that. So, rows of housing, all types of housing. Angola really solved this housing project. Grids, nothing but grids of housing. And houses look nice. Look how they made on the inside. So that's right outside Luanda. All this construction going up or not. Killa. It's called Kalamba. That's the name. Look at these housing they built. That's why I said this should be Liberia. Well, then again, Angola did have oil money, but I want to know, why is it African countries never work together? Why couldn't the Angolan government partner with Liberia to build housing in Liberia like that for like this? They wouldn't lose anything. But each country in Africa act like their own little domain. That's why I said I can't deal with primitive Africans. Instead of them working together and whatnot, they could build, Angola could probably build housing like this all over the continent for everybody. But the bottom line, they only basically worry about their own little their territory, and they have no relationships. I bet you anything, I put more Africans together than they'll ever meet with themselves in my social network. Yeah, Angolans talking to Liberians, Nigerians. They would never met each other. But Black America, we're the ones who put all these people together because they have no reason to come together because they don't have a sense of blackness. This is an old housing building, built by the Portuguese back in the 70s. Well, unfortunately, like I said, these old slum housing and whatnot, people live there, but they're expensive though, even though they're slums. Well, Angola houses are expensive. Then these row houses, This is soil. Kalamba. A lot of these houses in Kalamba are still empty, The Kalamba, social housing on that. A lot of these, mostly, I would say 80% of these houses are still empty, Yeah, so it is what it is, folks. I do, like I said, the possibility of building an African is more and more evident. It can be done. All we need is the African American support. I don't need people getting distracted by stupid stuff like Akon City and all this kind of nonsense. And it's Dr. Arakuna, these other people, these goofball people out there doing nothing, these charlatans that basically like this, We need to stay the course, right? The only way is in Afghanistan, That's the only way, all this other stuff like that. I appreciate the effort and everything, but it's like stupid. But tonight's show, the Donald Trump shuffle. Where is the hell is BLM? Are people just punch drunk by Donald Trump or whatnot? They've given up. I thought Donald Trump was this bad guy or whatnot. Why is everybody like capitulating? Everybody's like, oh well, I guess because why? And then you got now Latinos attacking black people. But what the hell are we supposed to do? Donald Trump, do you just want us to get up there and talk about blah 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 so we can piss these MAGA people off so they can be mad at us again? So yeah, but the thing is, Phil Scott, people just because somebody got a YouTuber, right? And I have nothing against Phil Scott, man, but the guy's let me stop, I have no problem with Phil Scott whatsoever, but he goes to Ethiopia. Oh yeah. And the only reason why he got into Africa is because he was hearing me, listening to me and Dinus, and he decided, oh, it must be to this Africa. Him and O'Shea, so it must be something to this Africa thing. So they started getting into it, and they did it all wrong. Look, I'm a black nationalist, right? And the bottom line is, and one thing I will not do is carry water for Africans, right? I don't be Phil Scott started doing the same old talking points. He reads talking points. The neo-colonialists and blah blah blah. Africa is more complex than that. It's more nuanced than that. They talk about neo-colonialism and blah blah blah, white supremacy. them folks. Well, not every white person is doing bad things in Africa. You gotta realize that. And not all Africans are doing things good. There are white people in Africa who are doing real work and trying to help the continent and want to really help it grow. And you got black people out there in Africa, Africans that do absolutely nothing and mean the people no good. So that I do know. So I can't just cast aspersions on somebody just because they're white. That's so 1960-ish, I've evolved from that. I gotta look at situations like whites. I made peace with the fact that whites are a part of South Africa, and that's it. It is what it is. But that mean they got to own all that land that they don't do nothing with? No. But do they mean that they have to give up the land they should articulate the fact that they only talk about land that's not being used, not farms that you invested and built farms on, got cattle on it, and we're going to try to take your farm over because blacks want it. Because no, we're not talking about that. They're talking about land that's just sitting there. I mean, whole sections of the land, like the size of small cities and states, that just owned by one person and whatnot. Just because his great-great-grandfather conquered the land, drove the black people off, and just took it and made it a law that that's his land. It's like a feudal system. So in other words, if you support South Africans not having land taken away, then you're basically going back in history. You're going back to the time of before the Magna Carta and feudalism. That's what Donald Trump basically needs to understand. He's talking about feudalism. You can't have feudalism in the modern world. I mean, look, Eddie Thorne. I have no problem with people employing the native Africans and stuff like that. But just do that. But you don't have to that don't make you an expert on what's going on in the continent. Because several times O'Shea, I think, crossed the line. One of the times, Eddie, when basically O'Shea was feeling himself, the question about white men dating African women and older white men. The question was about older white men going to Kenya and dating young African girls, right? And people say, no, I ain't going to tolerate that. And O'Shea got up and said, well, if you don't like it, then stay in. Who are you? You just got into the Pan-African movement. And you're telling somebody who's who's race conscious and everything, like they don't appreciate seeing that in Africa. He said, well, that's how it is in Africa. No, it's not how it is in Africa. That's because many African girls are impoverished, so they have to give their bodies to the white man, But O'Shea was getting up there defending that nonsense and everything. That's why I said he crossed the line. That's why I said I can't let everybody into this movement, because O'Shea's bringing that same Sambo culture in the so-called Pan-African spaces. If you're gonna be a Sambo in California, you're gonna be a Sambo. The same thing with Phil Scott. You're gonna be a Sambo wherever you're from. You're gonna be a Sambo. And these guys, I don't care how many people you got there employed. If you're a fucking Sambo, a trader, a race trader, whatnot, the hell with that. So it's like the O'Shea is just like Diane. Who good about it? I talked to Diane today. I don't think the Diane's he's sort of a Hakuna Matata, but sometimes he does come out and be like, yo, look, he be checking Africans on a lot of stuff too, But but O'Shea and Phil, man, these Africans are doing wrong, because everything is us and whatnot. Yeah, we got some serious questions about certain things that go on the continent, we do like this, So we look at that tribalism shit. We're like, wait, what the hell is going on here? We look at the way how Africans are tribal with each other, but they're so loving when it comes to Indians, Arabs, and white people, And we're saying, that's not how we are. That's not how we are. That's not our culture. Our culture is not the friggin' kiss up the white people and whatnot and give them privilege. White people should not have privilege in Africa. That's what I do believe. They should be treated right, fair, and just, but making them like a privileged class in Africa, there's something fucking wrong. That's what I love about Liberia. It's not like that in Liberia. Because Liberia doesn't have a colonial history. That's what it is. You know, white people there don't walk around acting like they own it, but they would love to. They love to rewrite history. You know, that's why I said black people not knowing their history. And also Kobe put out a video of Liberians basically. It's like I don't know if it's real or not. Liberians complain about why they bring them to here, the American Liberians, whatever the fuck it is, right? We was practicing African way of life. Yeah, if you would, if the American Liberians would have never came there, you would have been fucking enslaved by the French or the British, right? And you wouldn't have a country called Liberia right now because we established that. So, like I said, I'm at the point now where I don't really give a damn about native Liberian babble. You know, boo hoo. American Liberians, man, taught us how to fucking use an outhouse instead of shitting in a fucking field in a bucket, you know. Boo hoo. You know, we basically they taught us how to read and write. Boo hoo. They taught us how to be civilized, stop practicing cannibalism and everything. Boo hoo. We were so happy we was eating each other, practicing cannibalism, child sacrifice, everything. And along comes these American Liberians. Boo hoo, boo hoo. And then you go boo hooing with them and whatnot. Yeah, that's right. Our ancestors was so bad to you guys. We're sorry, man. Look, there ain't nothing to apologize to them Negroes about, you know, the bush niggas about. You know, our ancestors came, we put our foot up their ass, you know, we pulled them out of the tree and stopped acting like a fucking bunch of chimpanzees, and we civilized them. Simple as that, you know, for the most part. But yeah, so the Donald Trump shuffle, where the hell is BLM? Where are all these big mouths that was running their mouth for the last 4 years, you know, talking all smack? Everybody's quiet now, man, you know? Why? Because this guy in office is not playing, you know? He is not playing. He's already talking about sending people to super criminals from El Salvador. People upset. They're like, damn, man, I could be on a boat to fucking El Salvador. Who knows? You could be on a boat to Gaza. He might get that president of El Salvador to build a supermax in the Gaza, you know, and turn that into. Yo, look, man, when I tell you, did you really think America, just by a fiat, they were going to basically, by a vote, they're going to let you destroy this country from within with your rioting and stuff like that? I was on this conference training thing today about pharmacies. We're selling different products to different pharmacies, right? And I'm sitting there like the only black guy on this fucking thing, right? You know? And then one guy was saying, yeah, pharmacies are going through this. And all of a sudden they was talking about, yeah, because a couple of years ago, a lot of pharmacies lost money because there were riots and I felt so fucking like this. That's the whole thing. When you guys go out there and act a fool, those of us in the corporate world, and when I got to deal with these people or not, we feel humiliated, you know? When they got to sit there, I know what they're saying, you know? They're going to say, they were like, well, you know, the riots and Walgreens lost a lot of money and they had to shut stores down and whatnot. And I'm saying to myself, BLM, Antifa, and all this stuff like this. That's made me think about this topic. And I said to myself, what the fuck, man? I just felt so fucking embarrassed, you know? But why should I keep feeling be embarrassed when I didn't support that shit? I'll tell you right now, I do not support your fucking fuckery and your bullshit, you know? That shit, what you have, the BLM, Antifa, the rioting all across the country, 2020 was bullshit. And that's why you had this backlash, and that's why Donald Trump won, you know? Because you guys rioted. You guys did you understand that that's how white people are? They'll let you riot. They give you enough rope to hang yourself. And when they come back, they're like, damn, because they were like, black people came out there. Yeah, we're gonna have a cop. Did you really think they were gonna let you win? We're gonna let Kamala win. She's gonna give us reparations. We're gonna take this. Did you think they were just gonna hand this country over to you? You know, did you think that was gonna happen? You know, so everybody's now doing a Donald Trump shuffle. You know, they're like, damn, you know, what the hell, man? Let me go out there and get my Donald Trump on. You know, now, you know, black people are magging it up right now. You know, USA, USA. Everybody's magging up right now because you don't want to be on the wrong side of this guy right here in the MAGA movement. You know, And you got people running around pretending to be ex-MAGA and talking about, oh, I'm regretting my vote. Get the fuck out of here. Like Brandon did a show about that the other night. That was pretty funny. It's the truth. I guess Brandon's smart. He kind of noticed that too. They're trying to go around try to put doubt in people's mind that voted for Trump. Yeah, see, we have regrets. They ain't nobody. Those are fucking extreme liberals when they're going around acting like they were MAGA people. Now they got regrets. When he's only doing what he campaigned on. He said with everything he was said that he's doing right now. He said he was going to do on day one. So he said he was going to do on day one. So why are you acting shocked? You ain't shocked. You ain't no friggin' MAGA turn that now sees the light. So you telling me you go from MAGA to saying you wish you would have voted for Kamala? Come on. The Donald Trump shuffle, man. I tell you, man, it's real. The Donald Trump shuffle. I just don't get it, man. Negroes, like I said, man. I got a PhD in Negroology. I got a PhD in Negroology. One thing I do know is the Negro. I know the Negro. I don't know a whole lot in life, but I do know the Negro. But yeah. So this is what we're talking about tonight, man. Is the Afghanistan a reality? It can be a reality. I think it can be. It can be a reality. It will be a reality. It can be a reality. It will be a reality one day. But I don't see anything else. I can't see myself. Another thing is, I think the Afghanistan movement will appeal to black men. I don't know any black man who I know you don't want to sit there and be ruled by white man, but I don't want to be ruled by the Ghanaian man. I want to ask black people, what do you think about that? You go and rule by another group of people that you have no power, no say so. I can't do that. You see what how happened to the black Hebrews? What more? Look, why you would go in a situation? You go halfway across the world to Ghana, and then people can just take your property. You have no rights. You have no court. You have no access to courts and all stuff like that, and you end up losing. What's the point of going to the continent if you're going to get mistreated? Wouldn't you want to go to a place where you have justice and you have a say so, you have a voice, everything? That's just common sense. I don't want to go to no place where that I don't have. Well, you don't have that. Look, at least in America, I was born here, and basically, America does at least provide you high standard of living and opportunity. That's just the truth. But don't tell me to go to a country where I have no opportunity and then I suffer. Where I live. Oh yeah, we're going to Ghana. What for? To see what going without electricity for half the day feels like? No, I like electricity 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I can't afford the electricity to go down and my refrigeration, my food spoils in my refrigeration, or I got to freaking get a generator. You know what generators cost? Generators cost. Africa and Liberia. Last time I was there last year, gas was like $8 a gallon. Kerosene and whatnot. It's like $10 a gallon. And kerosene, you fill it up, right? 2 gallons. You only talk about one day. So it's like really like it's like $20 last year, like 2 days of the generator being on, powering your house up and everything like that. It's annoying, it's expensive and everything like that. Is just annoying. It's just the African way of life, man. I just couldn't get used to that, just basically going without electricity for hours and hours at a time and everything like that. I couldn't do it, But until Africa solves these basic problems, man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So it is what it is, folks. Let me get back to these Angola housing. What's more housing? See, all these type of housing. I'll be honest with you, since Angola is a targeted area for the Afghanistan, working with this, that's why I said I would like to work with an existing government. develop a territory, because Angola is very, very empty. They can provide the initial infrastructure and housing. We're there. You know, this is in Luanda. Luanda's a beautiful city. Apartments look nice. I could see us living on the continent in nice areas like this. So what the hell? So I could see us living in places like this. Look at the designs of these houses, man, in Angola, man. I just love this country, man. It's just like so modern, so beautiful. Then you got the old, these huts like here, because my ancestors come from Angola. So like 400 or 500 years ago, this was where my ancestors were living like, now this is where we live at like now. Yeah, I can see us building houses like that. That's Indiana. That's Angola, Indiana, folks. I know it's too good to be true. So that's an old school house in Angola. How they crowded. It's more likely this is probably like a good portion of the housing we'll probably build. This is South architecture. You know, these are what they call modular homes. They're prefabricated, so you can build them really easy. They call Columba a ghost town because the people cannot afford to move in there yet. See, black people come from the West. We have the money to move into these places like en masse, so we would definitely spur a housing real estate boom. Be a match made in heaven. All we basically need to do is convince black people. The thing is, Angola is like the only country you don't see black people from the diaspora going to. And that's the ideal country if you're going to go to in large numbers. Angola does got really good infrastructure. It's like a first world country almost. Angola is like one country in Africa. They got really good infrastructure. But black Americans don't pay attention. Why? Because of the language barrier. Why do people think that we're going to go to these friggin' English-speaking countries and get just because of English? Why are you at Ghana? You speak English. Why are you in Nigeria? You speak English. Liberia, they speak English. I don't give a flying fuck about English-speaking countries. The gig is in the French and the Portuguese-speaking countries for some reason. Senegal's doing better. Ivory Coast is doing better. Burkina Faso is doing better. It's like every time I look around Gabon, every time I see a French or Portuguese country, they're doing really much better. Cameroon, they're doing much better than English speaking country. I don't know what it is. People have English speaking countries are overrated. We could build this, folks, if we want it. If we want this nation, African, we can have it. You know, we can have it, folks. We can have anything we want to do, or we spend the next 500 years in this country, doing the Donald Trump shuffle. Talking about white people. Well, that's what I'm saying. The thing is, Eddie, the black people who go to Brazil are looking for sex. Let's be honest with ourselves. They're not there looking for the culture or anything like that. They're there looking for the sex. That's the difference. So, but the bottom line is when it comes down to black nationalist stuff and repatriation, black people always want to go to English speaking countries. I noticed that. Sierra Leone. You know, you gotta go to countries that are doing well, no matter what the language is. Mozambique's another country. It's Portuguese speaking. They got it going on. They got it. Mozambique really got it going on. Yeah, it's another country black people come from. People don't realize that. And then Angola, that's where most of our ancestors come from. Angola, Angola and southern part of Congo is where most of our ancestors come from. Some people I know, the Gambia. What the hell, man? They go to the Gambia because they speak English. That's like I said. Black people. I don't know. I just can't look. I can't deal with impoverishment. I cannot deal with that. I cannot look. I do not like being around impoverishment. I really can't. I just can't do it. It's depressing enough. I can't live around people who are that friggin' poor, man. Just friggin' poverty does something to me, man. It just breaks my spirit. I just can't deal with so much of it. So the Gambia is friggin' poor shit. So. Yeah, so here's what it is, folks. The Donald Trump shuffle, playing a video last night and I got flagged for it, about the fight. And so I just want to show you your ADOS FBA and whatnot. That's what your ADOS FBA is. People fighting. Look, there's like no safe, clean, decent black communities anymore. We used to have nice community malls. Black America back up until like the 90s used to be a nice place, Beautiful place, Black America. We were happy, Now, like the unhappy, angry people have turned our communities into hells on earth. They were unhappy, angry, stupid, belligerent, ugly, and so they turned our community like them. Now we don't have any. We can't come together and whatnot. We got to flee out into the suburbs, and we got to be around other people, other races and whatnot. We can't be around our own people no more because certain people made our community a hell on earth. So that's why we got to make a stand. When we say make a stand, so when we get a chance to build communities again, I guarantee you it's never going to happen like that again. We look at all the mistakes we made in America and then say, how do we make sure that never happens again? One is we're going to be so tough on crime. We're going to give people opportunity, but we're going to have a zero tolerance for crime and people acting up, So therefore, we're not going to have that problem. You will be able to go out at night and enjoy yourself without having something happen to you. You will be able to sleep at night, not hearing gunshot wounds and stuff like that. If you hear gunshot wounds at night, gunshots at night, and everything like that, and shootings and other like that, there's something wrong with your society. Society has failed. It no longer has legitimacy, you know? So if you live in a situation where you hear somebody who, oh, it's good, no. See, like I said, some black people now have basically convinced themselves that living in the hood, coming out in the morning, finding bullet holes in your car is normal. That's normal to them. They'd rather do that and go through all the hell than admit that they're in a fucked up situation, you know? Like, oh yeah, we got it popping, Tariq supporters. We got it popping over here and whatnot. No, you don't. You got it popping, you know. Yeah, you got popping, you got pop, you got bullets. Yeah, I'm sure O Block has got it popping, right? I'm sure Bankhead, Atlanta, that's popping, man. Yeah, I gotta move there and whatnot, Bankhead. Well, I gotta move to O Block and whatnot, you know, Gary, Indiana. Oh yeah, man. Tell me more. Detroit, Michigan, like the worst fucking hood in the world. Yeah, tell me more about why I gotta move there and whatnot, or be around some FBA people, you know? Man, shut up with that shit, you know? Just admit it, Black America's a failure, you know? Many parts of Black America's a failure, and we're just trying to hold the line. Black people are trying to hold on to whatever we got left and everything. It's not easy because these Negroes out there, you know, just want to destroy, kill, murder, sell dope, act ignorant, belligerent, and whatnot, you know, and nobody stops them, you know. That's what it is. Nobody stops them. And one thing you have to do, I learned this from doing club security. You never let black people are good at Negroes are good at trying to intimidate you and bluff you and whatnot. But when you call that bluff and let them know you ain't scared of them, you know, and whatnot, and the Jews say, okay, it can go down any way you want to go down, they stop that shit, you know. That's the only thing Negroes respect is force. That's it. You know, none of your pleading with them, none of the other stuff like that. Only thing they respect is force. Unfortunately, too often, like the only thing they respect is police shooting them in the back. That's the only thing they respect because police will shoot you. They will kill you. You know, and it has to take that to put people in their place. Check. It's sad. That's what it is. But we basically cannot let people destroy. Like I said, we have nothing to stand on. We have no backing in our culture, everything like that, you know. Kenway, yeah, Gambia need all that stuff like that, but they got plenty of Gambians that live abroad. They got tons of Gambians living in the UK and everything. Why can't they basically go out there and bring those people back first? You know, I'm sick and tired of people telling black people in America we gotta come build their countries for them. I can't stand that. There's something that irks me about that shit. You know, there's something that irks me about that shit. That yeah, Gambia needs this one, not but they sitting on their ass enjoying the AC and the comfort of Europe. And we got people like the Bag family, you know, that should be a good Gambian family that should be trying to do what the Bag family's doing, you know, going out and build a farm, whatever they're trying to do and everything like that. But the whole thing is, it's like they like watching us make fools out of ourselves, like the Bag family. I can't be the Bag family, you know, making a fool Ricky, making a fool out of himself, going out there and not knowing what he's doing or not, trying to look big. You were nothing in America, but why does people think they were nothing in America, but they're gonna come to Africa and be the big shot, And Africans can see that. They know you didn't have no home in America. You probably didn't have a good job, You know. Yeah, I know it's obvious. Oh yeah, I get it. You're stating the obvious, but I just hope the Gambians realize that shit. The Gambians need to realize that shit and bring that stuff home. Then once they got a thing, yeah, Muriel Donald Trump, you got to be nice to real black people. Well, the bad black people are just only a small percentage that we're allowed to destroy our culture and community. I would say about a good 20% of Black America is fucked up. Rest 80% of Black America is peaceful, nice, stay out of trouble, do what they got to do in life. Beautiful people, got a good 20% is loud. The loud, vocal, unruly minority, of Black America. That's the problem, you know. And they're more of a problem to us because that's even white people seem to enjoy the shit. They love seeing the chaos in Black America. You know, they love that shit. Every time you move into a white neighborhood, right? White people look at you like, "Yep, you failed. You know, you're a refugee. You ain't moving on up like the Jeffersons. You're moving out, you know, of the hood." You know, that's always assume white people, every time they see you in the neighborhood, right, they automatically assume you coming from the hood. You know, I said, no, I'd be like, no, man, I lived in basically suburban stuff all my life, for most of my life, because I was a kid. Those kind of thing that, yo, yeah, you're moving out to the suburbs. You're no longer in the hood, you know. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not. This is nothing new to me. You know, it might be better than the last place I did not, but not much better. You know, so they automatically assume you're moving up like to Jefferson's and shit. You know, who was an ex-security guard? Yeah. So, so I put the link in the chat room, folks. You want to call in, talk about the Donald Trump shuffle? Why is there? It seems like everybody's giving up. What was all this loud talking and stuff like that? Oh, we're gonna do this. We're out shopping. We're gonna rise up. We're not out. Everybody's not shutting up. Everybody just basically like just watching it happen because the bottom line, this man is not playing. He's not slowing down and basically doing all the stuff he said. I said like so. Only thing I had a problem with was his miss thing, but he's gonna make a fool out of him. So that whole South African situation will blow over. Nothing's gonna come out of it. And what happens is he might fall out Elon Musk over it. Because resoundingly, the feedback from South Africa, white South Africa, is like, no, no, no. See, let me tell you something. What this has in common with the Afghanistan. The Afghanistan movement, right, shows you the black people who talk against the Afghanistan shows you they're full of shit. They'll sit here and talk about how racist America is. Like, okay, you have a chance. Do you support the Afghanistan? No, 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 no. The white people in South Africa will talk about how racist they are, they're discriminated against. Okay, we're going to give you a chance to return to Europe because the Netherlands even offered them to come back. Or not. They said no. The country of Georgia in the Baltics offered the Afrikaners. They didn't come. You know, the United States offered them sanctuary. Canada, Australia, the Afrikaners are still there saying no, no, no. So if you are really persecuted like you say you are, how come you have not taken any offers to leave South Africa? It's the same thing with Black America. You cannot keep saying that you're being persecuted and everything like that, but yet you have no exit plan when offered, you know? And the bottom line is African countries, to be honest, have never really paved out a way for Black America. There's no development and stuff like that. There's no planned communities, anything like that. The Ghanaians, because these countries, you cannot deal with. I am not going to send my people to these poor, disease-ridden countries, you know, with no medical care, no education, no food, no anything like that, no refrigeration. Black America has to have some sort of similar to the first world, you know, to migrate there. And that's the line in the sand. If your country does not have that, then you cannot get Black Americans. Simple as that, you know, simple as that. You can't provide the basics. And the sad thing is, all these countries should be thriving right now. You know, Africa should like Asia. We should be easily be able to check. We probably would need, if Africa was developed, we wouldn't need an Afghanistan. We wouldn't need it. We would just either transition, you know, like that. But Africans who say, just come to Africa, Kala, they want us to come and live in their way of life and whatnot that we left 500 years ago. They want us to go back in time. You know, it don't work like that. You know, so we're in the catch-22. We build an Afghanistan or we'll die. You know, as simple as that. It's just do or die right now. So it is what it is, folks. You know. But the link is in the chat room. Anybody want to call in about the Donald Trump shuffle? Where the hell's BLM at? You know. In the meantime, I'll basically play. I'll play more this idea of Angolan housing. You know. Columba. Angola. All right, let's watch this.
Of Colombo, this beautiful city of Colombo, Ghost City, as most of you have been commenting on my YouTube channel. Let me tell you something. Today we're gonna have a walk in my neighborhood. So let us go and have a walk together, and you're gonna appreciate this beautiful city of Colombo. This beautiful city of Colombo in Rwanda. Actually, I moved here recently, but I have been here some time. Was really difficult to get an apartment here for renting. So, but I'm grateful that I got one. So let us have a walk. I'm gonna show you a little bit about Calamba. Calamba actually is not a ghost city. There is a lot of people living here. Even they have school, shopping, restaurant. You know, today is a Wednesday. Most of the people went to work, but I believe you're gonna see a few people around. So Calamba is not a ghost city. So I'm doing the video that you have been requested me to do, and today I'm able to vlog it. Thank God my YouTube now it's okay, and I can keep doing my video to you guys. Subscribe if you're new, share, comment below, because this is one of the way you can support my channel. So welcome to Kilamba, Aquaba to Kilamba, welcome to Angola. So guys, this is the best stop. Okay, so you have chairs here where you can sit and waiting for taxi to go home or work, you know, wherever you are going. As you can see, part of the road, another side of the road, there is also a bus stop. A lot of people there and a lot of car. Some people they do walking, you know, people coming from school, going home. You know, there's a lot of, actually there's a lot of people here in Columbus. Guys, one thing about Columbus is how big the city is. You know, I'm not gonna be able to vlog all Columbus City. This is just one part of Columbus. You know, there's a lot of building around. There is shopping, restaurants, salon, schools. There's a lot of stuff around Columbus. You know, I'm gonna plan a day that I'm gonna vlog in another part of Columbus. You know, one thing I really love about Columbus is how the build looks like, the colors. You know, each part of Columbus has his own colors: blue, green, baby blue, so yeah, baby yellow, something like that. So guys, keep watching. You're gonna really like and enjoy this video.
Yeah, Dusty brother. The only time Tariq has contact with black people is online. He's sitting there in his white suburban neighborhood driving his Bugatti. Not a Bugatti, he drives a friggin' Bentley, down Rodeo Drive, the whitest areas, and that's the life he lives and whatnot. And basically, but he's making money talking to black people. Yeah, the closer you get to the black community, but Jonathan loves him, man. I don't know. Yeah, so some people love Tariq, man. They like that shit. And also that dusty ass hidden history museum that he built. But it is what it is, man. That's what black people want. What can I say? That's what I say. All I know is I dream about having our own land, our own state, and I know we could build a nice housing. You know how long it took to build Columba in Angola? 3 years. The Chinese got in there 3 years. It took them to friggin' lay the infrastructure down, then start putting up buildings and everything. 3 friggin' years. And the first phase of that Columba was done. Handed over to the government. Now there's people moving in because you got people from other parts of Africa, who got money moving into there, so it's growing. So it's like, there's possibilities out there, and it was built by oil money, it was built by oil money. So the bottom line is this: we can make a deal and build housing, and all we need is secure the territory that we want to settle in, and we just need initial infrastructure, housing, and stuff like that. And we could build the Afghanistan, for a future, as it grows, where we get stronger, and stronger and stronger and everything like that, then one day we'll be able to have independence. But that's no rush for me. I just want to build a state, and then we'll have a homeland to go to on the African continent in case things don't work out in America. We'll be safe. Now it looks better than Chicago, doesn't it? Tell me that does not look better than Chicago, or it looks better than some black areas in New York and New Jersey and stuff like that. This is in Angola, a new city, brand new city. Tell me where a lot of black people live at in America. Tell me it can match this. This is Angola, Africa, The real Donald Trump says, "Are you serious?" If you're talking to me, yes, I am serious. This looks better than black Chicago. Yes, it does. Chicago you see is ghetto, burnt out. So yeah, the white areas of Chicago, the areas of Chicago, white. I'm talking about South Side Chicago. Yeah, where the white people live at, the real Donald Trump, and not where the black people live. I'm talking about for black people. I'm telling black people, you have nothing to lose. Yes, one day we're going to make a choice between building Africa. This is a possibility of us, what we can do in Africa. And I'll play a video of what Chicago looks like, I'll show you that. And look at all these beautiful chicks. Look at these beauties right here. When you want to be around brothers, when you want to be around this, coming out your door looking like at this all day, rather than Boomquisha and the nasty projects and whatnot, that was way better than friggin' America. America's falling apart. It is. It's dying. Black America, as we know, is dying. It had its heyday up into the 70s and 80s. That's it. America's falling. The more we keep stay here and build in America, the more we're gonna go down with it. Look how clean and civilized this place looks. And just look at what you see in America. Like I said, there's something wrong with America that produces the worst, brings out the worst in black people. It does. What I'm doing now is making the case for the Afghanistan. If this is what the sample of what the Afghanistan could be like, I want you to imagine this as far as what we could have. Yeah, no, well, that was actually like 9 years ago. It wasn't a ghost town like 9 years ago, but now look at it. Jeez, man, it's unbelievable. But told you what we could do when we want to do something.
So guys, I'm walking to show to you where is the park. This is our park side. That's why you can see a lot of cars there. Most of car here is from my neighbor. You know, so I'm still walking around. I told you before that there's school around, so that is why you are seeing a lot of coming from school. So keep watching. Hey family, thank you so much for watching, for support my channel. Subscribe if you're new, comment below too, and leave your like and thumbs up, guys. So love you all. Bye.
Wow, amazing. You know. Yeah, the Afrikaners and the Afrikaners and the what you call are basically now. Baruti says, "Kala, what's the reason you would think that the new Angola cities were built?" The bottom line is this: I don't give a damn who built it. I don't care if Martians built it. Angolans are living there, Baruti, right? They're having fun. They're living decent. They're living a first world way of life. They don't give a shit about your friggin' Ubuntu or that. They're working. And that's the first thing you need is to pull people out of the slums into the first world. And then you can talk about jobs and careers, all that other stuff like that. They got schools, housing, shopping centers, everything like that. And those apartments there are really nice inside. So they got a middle class. They pull millions of people into the middle class. Angola's a country that's got it going on. That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about nobody's weird ideas about Ubuntu and all this kind of stupid stuff. Everything. Yeah, Dusty, but Afrikaners and FBA are similar. They're the same fucking thing. The racist Afrikaners and the stupid FBAs are the same thing, same damn thing. All they do is complain about everything, but you tell them, okay, there's other options. No, I ain't going nowhere. I'm a foundational Black American, so you just want to be here just to complain. The Afrikaners, the same thing. We're the Boers. We settle here and blah, blah. Okay, now it's time for you to leave. You can't, if you don't like Africa, well, you can go back to Europe or you're going to, no, I'm staying here. Whatnot. That's the problem. The two groups of people are just, I think it must be a minority thing, a minority complex, being a minority, you know, over important minority. The Afrikaners and FBA got the same problem. They over exaggerate their importance. Afrikaners are convinced that they basically are the true South Africans, and they basically, if they leave South Africa, then people say, "Go ahead and leave. We'll call your bluff. You leave. Walk off the farm like that." No, I gotta stay because the people starve. No, we won't. You can go. Say the FBA when nobody's gonna miss you if you fucking left America. Nobody gives a fuck about you. They'll replace you with Black immigrants in a minute. That's what FBA fears. They fear being replaced by Black immigrants. Afrikaners fear being replaced by other Black people and their perceived importance. Do you understand why they call me the College Genesis? Why I'm the chief host of the Voice of the College Nation radio show broadcast. I won't be doing a show tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's Wednesday, so I got my regular radio show tomorrow night. And that's just too much doing both shows. Look, I advocate for both. I have no problem with African Americans relocating to Angolan cities and stuff like that. I have no problem with African Americans going, but you're literally talking about millions, and Angolans can't. So why not just develop a whole new territory for us? So it is what it is. We can bring some Angolans, and some with us to build a new city. So the Afghanistan city is going to be basically not. It's going to be 90. So long as we're the majority, that's all you got to stand, Brody. So long as we're the majority, I could care less how many Angolans are there. The Afghanistan will definitely going to have Angolans that living there if that's the host country. But so long as we're like 80% of the population, I'm good. So long as the politics and the direction of the country is controlled by us, that's all we care about. We're the majority. So it is what it is. We're the effective majority. We make all decisions, everything like that, There's a lot of Angola basically built that one Columba that I know about, but they got housing all over the country, but they got that one. And Angola has a lot of abandoned territories and whatnot that I'm looking at. A lot of abandoned cities because most of the people moved to Luanda. So we can build a new state in Angola for the African diaspora, called an Afghanistan, and also help Angola with jobs and housing for some of their people too. So that's a win-win situation. But I guess gotta make sure it's on paper and present it to the government of Angola. I know they're gonna go for it. The main thing I'm looking for right now is support among African Americans. So basically, as me and Dollar will put out these videos, we're going to have links to a questionnaire. Do you support the idea of an Afghanistan? Once we get at least like a million signatures, we're going to move forward with this. As simple as that, folks. Simple as that. It's just like that. We get a million signatures, electronic signatures. We're going to basically move forward with the Afghanistan, Simple as that. So you have to know that I'm 100% dead serious about this, Now, if you thought I was joking, you thought this was a joke, shame on you. But I'm 100% dead serious, Bruce says, Kala, is there something wrong with you? Why did you respond to my initial New Angola sequence with the mentioning negative jab at Ubuntu Phil when the question was nothing to do with Ubuntu? All right. I shouldn't have said something about Ubuntu, right? No, I was basically, I thought you were doing your Ubuntu thing that, I don't see Ubuntu around. That's what I thought you was getting at. Well, I apologize, Baruti. Look, the initial question, I think he was asked about a new city. Yes, they have infrastructure there. The people are there, have housing, schools, jobs, shopping centers, a way of life, a tranquility of life. That's the most important thing, And what I meant was, without all that, then Ubuntu means nothing, When people got electricity, they got food, they got clothing, they got social life, they got tranquility and peace. See how those people peaceful live? You don't see that in the Bronx. You don't see that in America. You don't see that anywhere in America. But you do see that in Africa. That housing you saw was probably the best housing you're going to see Black people live in a large area anywhere in the world. I defy anybody to show me anywhere in the world where Black people probably have a better, in large numbers. Now, we got Black neighborhoods here, but it's not friggin' on that level, Yeah, food, clothing, and shelter, That's the first thing. Before you can talk about Ubuntu, it's food, clothing, and shelter. That's the main thing, Yeah, they are battle-hardened men, It's a tough country. Angola got some military, There's no way we could basically just take over their territory without their approval. So we have to do it strategically, We have to build settlements in the territory, get them to help us build new housing, whatnot, so we can bring people in by the millions from the diaspora. I don't care where they come from. I would like a main thing, only variable. I would love to see African Americans be the majority. If not, we'll have to go Plan B, whatever like that. But I would love to see African Americans. We know we're going to get Brazilians. We know you're going to get Caribbeans, Trinidadians, Canadians, UK. Well, we have to get the African Americans somehow, some way. We have to break this power that America has over Black America. That's going to be the challenge. But then again, it was Black America who came in the largest numbers and built Liberia. So the only way it probably could work is you have to appeal to the Africans that ultimately have to appeal to Black America, Baruti. I cannot do whatever you're talking about, Ubuntu and stuff like that. I have to basically, it has to resonate with Black America. I know Black America, right? It has to resonate with Black America. You have to do that. So and give it to them in small quantities. Can I ask you about to expound upon why the new Angola city were built? Because they were built because the Angolans basically had the oil, they had the money, and they wanted to provide. Maybe I can find a video, of a city being built. Maybe I can find why they were built. This city, I remember I was studying this for years back. Chinese built city feels like a ghost house. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna find this video. I'll find this video.
بعد ما تركتونا ما ضل حدا غير الله. بعد ما تركتونا ما ضل حدا.
A Tolliver's stupid. This is Africa, fool. You know, Slavic country. This is an African country, fool.
Que tipo de negócio você possui? Dropshipping, onde eu vendo das minhas lojas virtuais sem ter que gastar.
I definitely think Angola. Yeah, I know they got shanties, but I'm saying is this: out of all the countries I see in Africa, Angola tops them all. It really tops them all. You don't see shanties like Makoko and parts of Lagos, stuff like that. Even the shanties in Angola seem like they're on a different level. I'd say Angola is just a great country, great people. Maybe because it's not as populated. It only has like 30 million people. That's what it is. That's such a small population. And Angola is 3 times the size of Nigeria. In fact, it's 3 times the size of Nigeria, and it's like not even a third of its population. So that's why Angola, and it got oil just as much. It's the second largest oil producer, and it has diamonds, has everything. It has really good infrastructure too. So it's definitely a country that I think that we should be building with. We looked them all. I rated all these countries and be like, yeah, look, that's a country we could expand to. Because I talk to Angolans and they want the same thing we want. They want high standard of living and a way of life that we are accustomed to. Yeah, way better than Ghana. Trust me. Yeah, Ghana is not even on the radar to me. Namibia is a beautiful country. That whole Southern Africa, Central Southern Africa region. The rest of the country of Angola is empty. Rwanda is like where like 75% of the population live. In Rwanda. They had this population explosion and real estate boom, and people abandoning the site. Whole sections of Angola empty. The Angolans tell me, what they told me, if you want your land, you guys better get it because we got between Western Zambia and Northern Angola is freaking completely open territory for what we want to do. So that is no problem. If we have a friendly host country. That'd be a definite place to lay the Afghanistan state down, But every time I see this video of Columba and Angola, it just inspires me so much. That whole place was built in less than 5 years. Like 5 years, It took them 5 years. 5 years they went from just clearing the land flat to building all those housing, I think Angola didn't develop off of Cuba. I think Angola developed off of China, and just basically Angolas have really good leaders, really good leaders, They have really good leaders for some reason. They really, really smart people. And they seem like they care about, and the difference is, and not only that, the difference is Angola and these other countries is Angola fought a war and they uprooted the Portuguese completely. There was no remnants of the Portuguese by the time the Angola took over. Portuguese dumped cement in the sewer lines and blew up power lines and rail stations on their way out, so they were out of there. So all countries that were uprooted, where the Portuguese were uprooted, they're doing way better than other places because they don't have the colonial ties like you go to Abidjan, that's basically a French territory. Same thing with Ghana is basically still the Gold Coast, so. And they got a small airport in Soyo in the north. They got a small airport in Soyo in the north, like a local airport that I would love to take over, So somehow, some way, folks, between now and next year, by the middle of next year, I'm going to make my way to Angola for the first time. I don't know how I'm going to get there, whatever like that. I was supposed to send a group of people to Angola 5 years ago when I didn't work because of COVID, But I'm coming again, I'll be there in less than 2 years. I will be in Angola, and it's going to be doing big things. Is where I'm going to start the Africa standoff, Yeah, there's no there's no half getting rid of a colonial power. Yeah, The bottom line is Angola doesn't have any colonial. That's why it's a perfect place for us to talk about building in Afghanistan, because there's no colonial past. There's no colonial people yet. No, Dos Santos is gone. The Santos people are gone. They've been gone for 5 years. They've been gone for 5 years. I don't think they were all that bad, to tell you the truth, but they're gone for 5 years. They've been gone since 2017. So I'm just as involved in Angola as I am in Liberia, but I haven't been to Angola yet. I went to Liberia first. If I can establish myself, once I establish myself in Liberia, and then I want to be able to in a few years live on the continent, then I can get my work done, my Afghanistan work done. I can't do it from America. I got to make this transition. Just while I'm working hard at my business to get to the point my business works on remote. I can walk away from it and it just works. I'm still making money. Now I can travel, but I need to be living on the continent, You don't think any non-black person is bad? I don't know what the hell you talking about, Tolliver. Do you don't think non-black people are bad? I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. I could care less whether they're good or bad. I have no use for them, Yeah, she was a billionaire. She owns Sunoco, the oil company and the telecommunications. She basically controlled interest in all the infrastructure, So yeah, she had things, but she had her assets seized though by a new government. New government audited everybody. And this new president has been reaching out to Black America, but like I said, the problem is that they've been reaching out to the wrong, stupid Black people. They got to reach out to somebody like me. They can't be reaching out to friggin' Ben Crump and Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson. What the fuck is wrong with people? How you gonna reach out to these old ass men? What are they gonna do? Angola, where diaspora Africa should make links due to origin. Africans an interesting article. Why Black American search for the roots should look to Angola. I look at it, Yeah, Angola is where most African Americans came from. At least my ancestors came from Angola in the 1600s. That's my ancestors. My ancestors are Central African Bantu people. My ancestors are the oldest Africans in the New World. So it is what it is. So that's why people start talking about Angola more. As a future place for our state, for our state, posterity. We need a place where we can build this Afghanistan territory. We need a state. Angola's plenty of territory. And not only that, what I like about Angola is when I talk to them about like what my brother Bomani's doing and stuff like that, like he has to really struggle to get the road, the infrastructure up. Angola they said, if you come here and build a community here, we'll provide the infrastructure for you, we have a localized power utility company. So you build a community in Angola as opposed to Ghana, like Sabo, they got no electricity, no running water, nothing. The Angolan government got a budget money, plenty of money for you to build hospitals and infrastructure and stuff like that. But we don't know about this country. They can provide roads and infrastructure and stuff like that we need, initially, so that's what I want to do. Yeah, I don't mind paying them. I don't mind paying them. They get the money in taxation. You know, that's how it works. They get their money through taxes, you know, that's all. You know, they tax everything, you know, like we have restaurants, we have real estate, whatever like that. So it is what it is. So, so it is what it is. So it is. So I don't mind creating a tax base for the host country. You know, that'd be my pleasure. You know, so long as we can get infrastructure and we're hooked onto their grid, their water grid, their sewer line grid, whatever like that. Initially, that's fine. But eventually, we're gonna have our own power generation, and we're gonna have our own grid. You know, once we grow and get numbers. You know, so but you got to start somewhere. You know, it starts with us building that first community. Once we build that first community, there's hundreds more to be built. Eventually, build districts and everything. Districts become counties, and then counties become states or whatever like that. And next thing you know, you got a whole state with a national government or whatever like that. You know, so that's how it happens. Well, it's gonna happen. So we just have to get prepared. You know, I just need young people, man. I need young people, you know, interested in this. What do you have to lose? You know, what do you have to lose? Not a damn thing. You know, do you want to keep going what you're going through right now? When you're sick and tired of it, you know, it must look like Zamunda. What are you talking about? You know, a tolerate, you can stay right here, you know, into your little hovel in Gary, Indiana, you know, with your roach spray and use diapers, soil diapers, you know. You can stay right here in the poverty that you are so accustomed to. We're going to build a wealthy state, you know, because it's going to be the biggest wealth transfer in history. African Americans buying apartments and housing on the African continent, that's going to be literally hundreds of billions of dollars being transferred to our territory in Africa, you know? So it is what it is, folks. This is a revolution. The African is a revolution. I only wish I can get on a plane, go there tomorrow, start making this happen. But I know everything takes time, you know? Angola's tell me that they want African Americans to come because the number one thing in Angola they want is people who can teach English. They want to move from Portuguese to English. That's what they want because they want to be able to listen to our music, watch our movies. So they love African American culture, you know, in Angola, you know, and they basically want to be closer to Black America, you know, and many Angolans consider us their people, and that's in America. That's why you got to keep them away from these so-called ADOS FBA weirdos. You know, I ain't African, blah, 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 all these freaking weirdos, you know? Now you see how dangerous the ADOS FBA movement is? You got a friggin' country like Angola that's ready for us, right? And you got people running, I ain't African, I ain't African, blah, 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 looking like a whole ass African, talking about they ain't African. Man, get out of here with that shit, you know? That's why I fight so much, right? You know, people hate my guts. Hey, you hate what you want. I tell the truth. My ancestors came from Southern and Central and West Africa. That's all. They didn't build pyramids. They didn't build no shit. Matter of fact, like I showed you, my ancestors probably lived in a fucking hut, a mud hut that we still got in Angola, you know? They probably never invented nothing, you know? It's all good, though. But I'm still proud of it. I am what I am, you know? I ain't one of these super Negroes that basically like, yeah, my ancestors used to live on the Antarctica and we built a civilization in Antarctica. Nigga, shut up. See, niggas make up these fake civilizations to cope with with the fact that you're in the bottom of American society. You're a piece of shit to white America, and you're a piece of shit to Black America. So you get in prison and start making up history and whatnot. You start switching shit around. to make yourself feel better about you. I get that. You want to make yourself feel better, but then we come down off that high, like, damn, I'm a nigga in America, man. Damn, yes, when you come with the realization, you ain't shit. You ain't no Moor. You ain't no Asiatic. You ain't no Hebrew. You're just a nigga. And it's all you ever want to be. So you might as well just take your L. And we have, like I said, we have 500 years of taking L's, you know? So we just got to basically say that, but we could turn it around for the next 500 years. If we build an Afghanistan and the L's stop, then we're having a revolution. Then we become the hunters, you know? No, that's not true, African goddess. Mud structures go with the rainy season, you know. I've seen them. Mud structures go with the rainy season, you know. Mud structures it's pre-civilization. Mankind started they started with mud, then they went to mud bricks, and then they went to stone. Stone is what really built civilization. Stone. The building in stone, you know. And mud controls the temperature. Stop it. Please stop. Like I said, look, the bottom line is this. I don't want to ever live in a mud hut. You can't convince me on that shit, you know. But I realize that there's some Africans that's all they could do is live in a mud hut, you know, and whatnot. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. So it is what it is. I know Kano City. I know what type of mud, but that's mud brick. That's not mud. Those are mud brick. There's a difference, you know. Yeah, it's mud and clay. It's like a clay. It's not just mud. It's clay and mud. Yeah, it's mud brick, you know, and Adobe, you know. So it is what it is, folks. It is what it is. Guess somebody want to call in tonight, man. I might have to end the show early. But I can get some sleep. You know, so links in the chat. Anybody want to call in, comment on the topic or this video I'm playing about Angola? You know. African guys, we appreciate that, but we're African Americans. We don't live in mud. We don't live in mud houses, African guys. I'm sorry, you know. Like I said, when people want to do that with them, what people want to do, what they want to do, fine. But we're different people, you know. We're different people. We're modern people. We don't live in mud and whatever like that. Why do people, Africans, always try to convince us to live a certain way? If they want to live like that, that's fine. They want to get us to live like the majority, 99% of us, want nothing to do with that way of life. You know, we don't want to. You know, there's a reason why we left Africa in the first place, because Africa didn't work. You know, that's why we end up in America, unfortunately. You know. But we're returned with our knowledge and skills and build something great. Harare is it? What do you mean by Harare? This right here is Luanda, Angola, the Columbia projects, housing. You know, so look. Let me tell you something, Principe. You know, all these so-called black coalitions are fucking useless. You know. These what you call it, these black coalitions are freaking useless, Principe. You know, there's only one coalition you need, and that's the collagenesis. You know, that's it. I don't need no coalition with Brent Crump. I don't need no coalition with Al Sharpton. I don't need no coalition with Roland Martin. I don't need no coalition with Boyce White. They're all fucking useless. You know? Yeah, cardboard collar, man. You should get with this clown ass nigga. Okay, clown ass nigga. Principe referred me to him. What can you do? Not a goddamn thing. So, clown ass nigga, you know? I don't know. Everybody said we should get together. You know, look, I had enough, man. But look, man. Person, you call it doom and gloom and what? But I've been at this for years, man. And all I hear is ends up in just talk. All I hear is just talk. People running their damn mouth. Blah 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 blah. You know, I have enough talk, man. You know, only care about what we do. You know, that's the only thing I want to see at this point is what we do. I love Bomani because he does not talk. He just got back from South Africa. He does. He produces. All right, Jonathan, what's on your mind?
I called in because apparently nobody else is gonna call in.
Oh,
But
gee, thanks, Jonathan.
yeah, you're welcome.
It's such
You're
a
welcome. I don't know
friend.
what's going on with these people.
Insane.
But this looks nice. It don't look like Africa.
That's Rwanda, you know.
That's Rwanda.
And like I said, you know what the indictment was? The dude, real Donald Trump said. I said, this is better than Chicago, right? He said, hey, it look better than Chicago. I said, the black areas it does, you know. That you see how nice that looks, you know. That's a brand new housing, you know. That's what you could do when you have your own land, you know. The Chinese built that, you know. But Roland Martin, what the hell is Roland Martin? He went to Liberia and Sierra Leone. Who the hell cares? Well, you know, he just another fat guy that went to Africa. So what? You know, he had some jollof rice and he went home. What the hell has that got to do with anything? You know, people get all hyped up on these friggin' people going to friggin' Africa. So what? You know?
Roland Martin went to Liberia.
Yeah, he went to Liberia for the bicentennial 2022.
What is that?
That was Liberia's 200-year bicentennial, 200-year from the settlers going there. So they had a big celebration for a whole year.
Many people may not know that this EP320 can be legally owned by everyone without a license. It is from Sikh Sour. Today, you can get one for only $46 and free.
Ooh,
this is what I'm talking about. That's what our people need. Hey, Jonathan, why is people always going to be like, okay, I said, look, mud brick, whatever like that. Look, bottom line is this. What we talk about is we want real infrastructure. I want friggin' sinks, a bathtub, refrigeration, all that stuff like that in there, you know? Mud houses, whatnot, don't do that. People, I've seen it. They got to use an outhouse to shit in. They got to get water from a well. We don't want that, you know?
I've been in the mud house before. That shit is hot in the motherfucker.
And people will try to glorify stuff. Look, the bottom line is this. There's a reason why Africa is where it is right now because it doesn't want to advance, you know? People moved from mud to brick and stone thousands of years ago, you know? And so there's a reason for that. You know, they built, you ever seen Fez, Morocco?
No, I never heard of it.
Fez is a city on the edge of the Sahara Desert, right? But even though you look at Fez and you even look at like West Africa, like Timbuktu and all that, it's way more advanced, because of the brick. Their buildings are built in stone, and Timbuktu and all that is built in mud brick. It looks good and everything. Timbuktu is good mud brick, but there's a real difference there. You see marble floors and stuff like that. The architecture is amazing in Fez, Morocco. That's right in Marrakesh. In Marrakesh, really nice cities. Really nice cities, ancient cities. But Timbuktu was nice. And all these other cities were nice, and everything, but the architecture was kind of old. So it is what it is. All I know is I want us. We're trying to build modern housing. Like this. You see the inside of these houses, bro. Fucking, they look fucking amazing. The furniture and marble floor, everything like that. I think our people deserve that.
Yeah, most definitely.
And that's how you're going to get people to the continent. People don't want to hear nothing about no damn living in a fucking mud house going to Africa, man. Stop it, I just don't get it, man. And we got Africans. Oh, we live in mud. No, yeah, you live in mud houses, but we're too good to live in mud houses. Do I have to break your heart, your feelings like that? Black Americans, African Americans are too good to live in mud houses.
We're too good for that.
We're too good for that.
I don't know why the Africans get their feelings hurt every single time we say that we're not
I know
used
they
to
always
something.
get their damn feelings hurt when
That's like saying, you know what, we should go back to not having electricity because we too good to be without electricity. And then they'd be like, well, we don't always have electricity. Like, motherfucker, that's not our fault.
Which we principle we're bashing that. We're not bashing Africans. We're bashing their ignorance and whatnot. It's like come to Ghana. What am I going to Ghana for? So to know it is like be without electricity for 10 hours a day. What the fuck I need that shit for? It's like, damn. Okay, I like visiting Africa and whatnot, but damn, you tell me to live there, I cannot live. I could not put up with power going out every second. How's the power situation in Nigeria?
We want that generator all
I can't deal
the
with that.
time.
You know how expensive generator is?
It's expensive.
It's fucking expensive, man. Shit, man.
The cost don't bother me. We were trying to find so many ways to stop the
that sound.
That shit is.
No, in Liberia, what we do is we have a generator house. They have a generator house, and they house it like there's like a box, whatever, like that, that's connected, that's discharged from the house. Then they put the generator so you don't hear it that much. It's like soundproof. So that's
we tried everything. I still, even if I could hear it a little bit, it'll fuck with me.
It was John Cash. Every time I freaking was talking to him while he was in Nigeria, he said, "Yo, hold up for a second, man. You gotta go out there and put." I hear that. I said, "Who cutting your grass, man?" That's my generator. God damn, nigga. And I said, "Damn, man." And Kiddo was like, "Get your solar panel ain't powerful enough to power house. Solar power is good for backup. If you got battery charge, whatever like that, could get you what." But solar to the wattage it takes to power a washing machine, electric appliances and whatnot, solar just doesn't do it.
Solar's not doing it. Solar's not going to do none of that. Solar is good for some light, keeping the light on, basic minimal stuff.
Just the light bulbs, you can light up a light bulb, kilowatt light bulb, whatever like that. But that's it. I said, man, y'all gotta you got people on Banana Island, man. It's supposed to be the premier place. But think about this, these right here in Rwanda, these are all electrified. Like Angola got the infrastructure shit games down packed, These are all electric. I can't imagine living in Africa and see these houses right there and have all the amenities of a modern life. It's like I can't see any place in the world where black people probably got it better than right here in Rwanda, right here. I don't think so, In America, we got nice neighborhoods, but we got racism and stuff like that. And Chicago's a fucking mess, Fucking Gary, Indiana. Compare this to fucking Detroit or Gary, Indiana. It's not even a comparison,
Yeah. I think, the sad part is, in Black America, we had our own country, we had our own government, we had our own way to raise taxes. We could easily build shit like this.
Of course, we are. That's the model. This is the model I'm using because all Angola did was say, okay, we'll pay you a certain amount of oil and oil revenue, build these houses. The Chinese just built them, It took them 3 or 4 years to build this, and they basically paid with oil revenue money. Now, the Angola can make their money back through, even though the property values are high. You know, the whole thing about them was the people could not afford to. They couldn't afford to get it. Now people are actually moving in there. You know, people are coming from different parts of Africa. They got money. For us, we don't have that problem because our people already have money. You look what we're paying in rent in America. If we was able to duplicate that in Africa, we fill places like this up in overnight. You know.
Yeah.
Well, right. But Angola is a little slower because the people don't have money like we do. You know. So look, this is what I said. This is the future right here. You know, we don't have a future. This is the future right here. You know, I look at this every day. I'm like saying to myself, this is what I vision in Afghanistan housing look like. You know, people have move in. You know, you got a basic way of life, and also even got one row housing. You know, or something like that for other upscale. The masses should be able to live in houses like this. You know, to give everybody a high standard of living. You know, they built the streets. That was all freaking woods. They laid the streets down, the sewer lines down, everything, the water, everything. That's how fast the Chinese built shit, you know? They built the whole fucking city. We in Angola, hopefully in 2 years. Let me answer Principe. African Americans claim to be richest, but yet they cities don't. Look, these are not our cities, you fuck. Jonathan, break it down to them.
These are not cities, moron.
God damn, what part of like these people are so
And
stupid.
the areas that we did build were destroyed.
They were destroyed, you know. We don't have a government. We don't have anything like that. We can't build this on our own. We can't do anything in America on this level, you know. You know, so it is what it is. We don't have
No, Marie, that's not why we don't have it. That's not why we don't have it. We're not a poor people. Going to a damn 7-Eleven does not mean that we don't have any money. The fact of the matter is we just simply don't have a government. When you have a government, you can say, hey, this is what's going to happen, and you got to go about it this way. When you don't have that, that means everything has to be, let's all volunteer and come together. Right. Nobody does that in any country.
That volunteer
they don't do that in China. The government forces everything in China.
Yeah, the government.
You understand?
The Communist Party, right, controls 1.5 billion people, right? One government, one political party control. That's how shit gets done.
Prince, most of our Black Caucus are freaking immigrants.
I know.
What do you mean our Black Caucus? That's a Pan-African Black Caucus.
Check this out. The head of Congressional Black Caucus, right, basically is a Jamaican lady. She said her priority is the immigration crisis, you know? So.
That's what treatment she comes in right at. Because we should not be having a whole bunch of people from other countries representing us. That's
no, that's what I'm saying. But we can't stop that. Like I said, the African, it's going to be us as the majority. African Americans are going to be the vast majority. That's the only challenge. Look, I already know you're going to get fucking. We're going to get Brazilians, we're going to get Caribbeans, Trinidadians coming there, and some local Angolans and whatnot. But how do we make sure that we become at least 75% of the population? That's the challenge, you know.
Prince, if you call cap, but your ass can just go look it up and go see that. Overwhelming of those people are freaking immigrants.
Yeah, immigrants.
Like literally, you just look it up, dude. Damn.
I'm saying so. Yeah, they're all fucking immigrants from Haiti, the Caribbean, Jamaica, and whatnot.
Jamaica.
Black, you know. The lady, the new chairman, the lady, she's Jamaican, you know. And so, like what she said, her first speech was, "Okay, we got an immigration crisis, and we got to help our immigrants, and we got undocumented people." I'm like, what the fuck does that got to do with this?
Prince, did you at least go look at the people that's in the Black Caucus and research them? Something tells me you didn't, bro.
No, you didn't do it.
You just saying shit. Stop just saying shit.
So we don't have any political representation in America. You know, the black immigrants came here and they steered our people into their shit. We have nothing. You know, Black America has nothing, you know, left. And we're not, you know, we're just like a corpse that everybody's feeding off of, you know, simple as that. So, like I said, so we're justified in one year after this guy, the real Donald Trump, and they talking about, no, that don't look better in Chicago. I said it look better in Chicago. Yes, it does. You know, when I say Chicago, I mean the South Side of Chicago looks like shit. You know, look at the South Bronx. It looks like shit. You know, look at Gary and Ann, like shit. Look at that and compared to all these other places that we brought into America. You know, madness. You know, so bottom line is this idea that Ross Moisture excuses says a guy who has a French name who lives outside of his country. Ross Moisture, why don't you live in Haiti? You know, there was Haiti. How come he in Haiti right now? You know, what's wrong?
I've been to Haiti one time. I enjoyed it. Why would you not want to be there, Ross?
What's that, Ross Moist? You know, because
that's a shame. I enjoy the country that you guys don't want to be in. That doesn't make any sense,
right? So, Ross Moisture is basically like, I can't go to Haiti, Colin, because you know why? I go, why? Because the government, you know. You know, he keeps saying
they don't blame the government. They just be like barbecue. Barbecue did it. Barbecue.
No, they always tell us how it's the government.
The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas, booyaka, booyaka, run, booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas, booyaka, booyaka, boom, 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 booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas, booyaka, booyaka, run, booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas, booyaka, booyaka, boom, 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 government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the booyaka, booyaka, run to you nigga, booyaka, booyaka, run, booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas, booyaka, booyaka,
learn song man,
booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas, booyaka, booyaka, run, booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas, booyaka, booyaka, government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the.
Yeah, man, like I making excuses, but the reason why he can't go to this country, it's the government, you know. What's the excuse is that, man? You should be over there dealing with barbecue.
Want to start a podcast, but not sure how.
You should be over there dealing with barbecue and helping out his fellow Haitians and whatnot. Right now, Haitians are getting deported right now from Springfield, Ohio, and everything like that. Donald Trump said y'all eating cats and dogs. Or not. I would, if I was Haitian, I'd be like, man, F America. I get the hell out of here, you know. But why can't you
go back and build up your country? I don't understand.
You don't seem to understand, Carla. Like Elvis, you know. Why you understand? I said, why can't you build a road in your hometown? But you understand. See, the government control. No, man, that's what I say. So you're telling me why you're not in Liberia is because of the government, right?
No, it's crazy, Carla. For them, they blame the government for everything. But when it comes to us, it's just us.
Make excuses, you know.
It's just us. These people are full of excuses. I don't get it.
And
even these people will be in America for like 5, 10, 20, 30 years and not go back. And it's like, you don't want to help your country. You don't give a fuck about your country. Start claiming that shit. Just go ahead and just claim.
Look how stupid Ross Moisture says.
Just claim.
He says the reason I can't go back is because there's no white people in Haiti. That's how sad it is. You know, he really believes that. You know,
we should have never deleted them. Jamaica didn't delete them.
Yeah, so
Belize didn't delete them.
And they all
South America didn't delete them. They still raggedy ass countries like yours. So don't think white people are the saviors.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You know, the Ross Moisture, he ain't fooling nobody. I told you he's a black Frenchman. You know. Trying to hide behind Hausa in that mask. That dude's an Oreo, man. You know, Ross Moritz, I know you're an Oreo. You know, he loves white people. He's an Oreo. You know, it's about friggin' I'm Hausa, man. Get out of here. You can't fool the college justice, you know. Where you go, Rob making Haitians look bad. Dude, man.
No, he ain't Prince. Ross just being honest. I had to take some L's recently. I've always been a huge Mugabe fan all my life. And then for whatever reason, I just randomly decided because me and my wife, we talked about it. We just started looking at Ian Smith videos and interviews. And in my mind, I'm just like, ouch. He predicted the whole collapse.
Yeah. You know, the problem was Mugabe. In 1980, what happened was, look at how long did David do? What a fucking clown. Check it out. Mugabe was supposed to Tolbert of Liberia was on his way to, in that April when he got murdered in Liberia, the coup. He was on his way to Zimbabwe to broker the Lancaster Agreement, you know? The Lancaster Agreement was supposed to be a willing buyer, willing seller, and the British would compensate the British people there as for their property when that. What happened was because Tolbert never made it, it never happened, right? And so what happened was the soldiers Mugabe began moving on the land and took over the government and everything like that. The soldiers stood down for a generation, about 15 years, up until like the mid-90s, stood down and they said, we want our land for fighting a bush war, right? Mugabe got in power. He was basically making money with the whites, everything like that. He staved them off for like a generation, but then they said no. And then in the 90s, Mugabe basically could have sided with the whites, right? Which he was supposed to do. Sir Robert Mugabe is an Englishman, right? Or basically he decided that he better stick with the blacks and not go with the land or he'll be overthrown, you know? And that's what happened, you know? But he was no real champion of black getting land back. He only did that because he was forced to, you know? So people don't realize that, you know? So.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but I've seen this throughout, whether it be Zimbabwe, South Africa, or just in Liberia, the natives always wanted the power.
Yeah,
they wasn't ready for it though.
Kofi put up a video I try to put on. I can't get my Instagram working on here, but it was like a native Liberian. I don't know if Toby made this up or that. Basically, it was like complaining about the American Liberians. He goes, "Why did they have to come here? Blah blah blah. We were living the African way of life. Now, every one of those native Liberians, you can't get them out of Monrovia. You can't get them out of Congo Town and whatnot. But they were talking about this so-called African way of life.
Forget that, Kyla. If you just think about it, right? And I come to learn this shit about the African mentality. Everything that either the American Liberians or the Congo, Sierra Leoneans, or just the white people or the Arab people have built in these areas, they complained about colonialism only because they wanted to move into those areas.
That's what they did
without working for it. They didn't want to work for it. They didn't want to build it. They didn't want to do anything. They just wanted it. Basically, you want a better life, but you don't want to put the work in to get it.
And also that they waited for the American Liberians to build the country. Then they moved and took it over, you know?
Yeah, they gave up all of that shit. They gave up the culture. They gave up the whole way of life. They gave up the whole.
They wanted to be the American Liberians, you know?
That's it. And that's all it is. And that's embarrassing.
They do Bando last night says, Kala, we're the true African Americans. Those who came, no, you're not. African Americans are the African story of America is the original story of slavery. You know, first of all, you're not African American. You're a Nigerian, Sierra Leone, Senegal, whatever the hell you are. And definitely you're not American. What makes you an American? You know, you don't have no history here. You know? We're Sierra. I'm an African American. How are you gonna be African just coming off the plane? You're an African American. You have no history here in this country. You know, you may be an African, but you're not African American. African American just means the descendants of the transatlantic slave trade, the original African story of America, which began on the slave ships in the slave trade. You know, that's all. You know, now you got the new people. You know, those are Ghanaians that come look at the Ghanaian nationals. Those Sierra Leoneans, those Nigerian Americans, or whatever. I wouldn't call them Nigerian Americans, right? Can you actually be an American if you're black? You know, I don't think so. You know, if you're black, we can because we were brought here as slaves and we have a history here. But can you really call them like a Haitian American? How can you be a Haitian American? You know, I don't get that. You know, I'm a Haitian American. What the hell's that got to do with anything? How the hell is it? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, why would you want to be? One thing I don't get is that these people, they fight to end colonialism and then they get in power, they fuck everything up and then try to run to the colonial countries.
I never understood that, you know? I said,
it's
why?
Like, I thought you wanted freedom. That is the greatest example of welfare I have ever seen in my life. You voluntarily run to the people that oppress you.
Hey, you got some Ghanaians.
You are better off being under pressure.
Nigerians live in the UK, Ghanaians live in the UK. I'm like, God damn,
why would you? Man, that ain't shit. The thing that gets me the most is in Nigeria. I don't know if they do this in Ghana, but they be wearing them colonial wigs in courts. And I'm like, why? Why do you do that?
Why do you got so many Congolese in Belgium? What the hell is that all about? You know, like the countries that colonize y'all, you know. Henry Mugluga, your friend, says Kyle loves to complain about Africans all day, night, and that's him. Jonathan Dollarville have the encounter. No, I don't complain about Africa. I spent the first part of the show complaining about African Americans, right? But you didn't miss that part. You know, I criticize everybody, white folks, Africans. Africans always think they're supposed to be off limits, you know? No, it don't work like that, you know?
No, see, Africans used to be off limits when we were younger, and white people talked about Africans, and then we want to fight.
Motherland is some sacred place.
You're not off limits anymore. Y'all some adults. Y'all don't roll with that.
Social media has taught us that y'all niggas deserve everything we're saying about you. You know, why are you still in America? Why am I still in America? Because I was.
Why are you still in America, Robin?
I was born here. That's why. You know. I was born here in the United States. Until I get ready to leave on my own terms, then I'll leave, you know. But other than that, I'm here. My ancestors fought for this place and everything like that. We bled and died in this soil. So when we get ready to leave, we're going to leave right way. And we're going to take all our wealth, everything with us, you know. So we're not leaving here empty-handed. And eventually white people are going to pay us back for our labor, you know. They're gonna pay us back one day. Trust me. They're gonna pay us back. Once we have our own nation, we're strong enough to stand up to them. We'll get that money. We can't do it as long as we stay in America.
I think the best thing that ever happened, Carla, is when the whole Pan-African thing just collapsed. Because that puts us in a position not to give a fuck about majority of Africa.
Yeah,
I think that was a bad thing, a bad decision that we used to have back in the day with our, God bless Malcolm and Khaled. But this idea, the whole global Negro, the whole black race and all of that, fuck all of that.
Because the bottom line, as long as white people have the power, some people are always going to sell out, be like, oh, I can get near the white man. Like, they basically chosen the Nigerians back in the 90s to be their little pets, okay, because Nigerians are the ones that don't talk about race and color. So we're going to make them the new black people as a role models for the black race. You don't talk about race, don't be like those black Americans. Because black Americans were the strongest black people at one time in the eyes of black culture. That's why they start putting out Nollywood and those kind of nonsense and everything, because Nigerians don't talk about race like we do, and that's because the Afroforum, right? They used to have several Facebook pages. One was called Afroland and whatnot, and that was, I really believe, and they got a whole bunch of people to join. I joined and whatnot. Then somebody told me, man, so look, man, that was a trap. So I withdrew. But anyway, it was a bunch of white guys who basically wanted to know who are the black people from the West that's influencing the black people in Africa, right? And my name came up in there and whatnot, And so I was in there. I saw somebody told me about it. Said you got to get out of that forum because what they're doing is reporting your content. And Afroforum and all these other groups whatnot basically have been recruiting Africans to go against us. Up for a while now. That's why when people like Afro Dumbass comes around, I'm not shocked at all. There's a lot of Africans who basically these white supremacists that live in Africa who recruit. And they have this vitriol towards Black America, because what they feel is we're the ones that spreading all this anti-white propaganda in Africa, particularly in Zambia.
We 100% are.
Yeah, I know, but I tell you what, I think the only people more radical than we are is the Zambians.
Yeah.
Zambians are the only one I think that got their own sort of radical anti-whiteness, on their own, and some South Africans, but. Zambia.
Zimbabwe added. It seemed like that they, crying white people are going to come back now.
Well, yeah, I know. They sold out. Zimbabweans sold the fuck out. They basically like crying white man, come back here and whatever like that. But Zambia is a fucking radical country, man, because they've been listening. They listen to Khalid Muhammad. They listen to everybody from Malachi York to Nation of Islam, all stuff like that. Mugabe. Zambia, you wouldn't think so, Zambia. Zambia's got I got a lot of brothers in the Zambia in the BAL, That's like one of my vibrant chapters, And they're basically they're really in tune to what's going on in Black America, all times and whatnot, And they're basically trying to build a state for Black Americans to come. Back in 2000 and what year was that? 2019. In Barotse land, look up Barotse land. And some Western Zambia. And Barotse land is nice because if you look at it, right, what's Southern Africa, that it's all, even though it has abandoned towns, the towns got streets, highways, and some of everything, It looks like you're in the United States, but it's all abandoned, It's abandoned, And like they were trying to say we're going to rebuild. Some people that want to build, but then again, my boy Mpuba said don't get involved with that because those are Barotse nationalists using Black people in America, So he's like, yeah, you don't want to get involved with the Barotses, because they're actually separatists,
Come up, G. Principal, you should come up too now. You probably at your job and your white boss is watching over you. You don't want to upset Massa. You understand?
So
but if you can, Principal, call in with your crazy ass
at his nighttime gig at McDonald's,
Yeah,
working the drive-through, so he can't come in. And G, G always has something to say, but hilarious.
I'm in America because of white people. I pray God to protect all my white cousins.
That's
I
sad.
couldn't even play around and jokingly say some shit like that.
Yo, I told you, Ross Moisture.
You really think that way?
You know, don't be fooled by that mask he's wearing. He don't care about no Hausa. That is a Negropean. You know, he's a black Frenchman, a Negropean. You know, he ain't fooling the collegensis. You know.
Here in Mugler, Africa don't need black Americans for anything. I agree. Okay, the people that y'all was begging to leave, they should return and help you guys. Unfortunately, they don't want to. That's why your ass is where you at right now.
Yeah. What about all USA aid being cut off? Man, Africans are really, really butthurt.
Even China reducing their aid to Africa. Huh?
Africa got to do something, man. You
I
know,
know. Nobody give a fuck
it's
about
about to
Africa
get
like
real,
that.
man. It's about to get real. All the stuff y'all was living high off the hog for years, man. Now it's
Too high.
real. You should have been listening to us for decades, building some real Pan-African links. They didn't build that, you know.
They didn't do that, and they didn't build shit at all. Like they didn't build a
They
damn
didn't build
thing.
nothing. They didn't build no bridges to Black America and everything like that. You know, it's like okay, all right. They thought it was that America was always going to give them money and whatever like that. Let them come over here and visas. All that shit's about to change. White people want their country back. You know, so they want their country back. They want this land back. No questions about it. They want this country to be a white country, and they're getting it. You know, so I don't know what to tell you guys. You got Mike Olawale talking. He's shook right now. He's like, well, blah, blah, you ain't got nothing to say. You're up there trying to make the argument that white people want Nigerians here. Okay. He really thinks Elon Musk wants Africans like him here.
Nah, know what, Kyla? I was
on.
on Kaizo's platform earlier today for like maybe 20 minutes. No, this was the first time I ever listened to Chuku and the rest of them actually sound like Africa's fucked.
Yeah, I think I'll listen to a little bit.
I think they coming to a conclusion that they are fucked. And this is about time to realize that y'all been bullshitting this whole time.
The only group of black people that got in any good position is Black America. You know,
that's it.
That's it. We're the only group of people that's in the because we can go to Africa, but we basically still anchored in America. We got that security, right now for the time being. We got that, and so Africans can't do that, man. They like this shit, man. If I get to America, I can't go back and forth. All these people can't keep coming back and forth. Soon they're gonna go there to the airport, get ready to go. I'm sorry, Mr. Chukwu, you can't come back to the United States. Why? Because Trump said, fuck you. You have 3 parking violations. You can't come back, They're going to be pulling all kinds of crazy shit, to get these niggas out of here, So
Henry, you can't even do well in your own country. The white people and the Chinese have to provide you jobs in your country, or you don't have jobs at all. And you run the country. I don't think they understand how embarrassing that is. We like 90-some% of the country, but we need these other people that are outside the country, outside the culture to provide us jobs. We need them to do everything for us. We can't do nothing on our own. We are so intelligent. We can't use that intelligentsia that we have to do anything.
Yeah.
That is low. So I can't get mad at anybody for not wanting to claim that shit.
Yeah.
That is nothing to claim. Yeah. We tried our best to claim it. And then y'all disrespectful when we do claim it. Then y'all try to say that we're not, whatever the hell, we're not African like y'all.
Y'all ain't Africans. We're not.
Hey, shit. I used to listen to that and be like, well, I didn't really care. But I can understand how some people, we've been taught our lives were African, and then whatever reason, you know what? I know what it is now. I've seen this color. The African leaders that studied at HBCUs, they somehow went back and made their countries better. But the ones that went to all of these other places, they fucked up the country when they got in power.
They came here with different. The ones that HBCUs were pro-black. They were Pan-African in their thinking, stuff like that. They sort of have a worldview like we're black and whatnot, and we could have did something with that. But this new generation of Africans that are coming up that grew up on freaking white media, white culture, and stuff like that, they're the worst, man. They're the worst. You got a guy that's going to be executed. He based with some white boys in the Congo. He tried to overthrow the government, and he got caught. And these white boys, middle class white boys from America, I said,
He'll be
"Damn,
saved.
you think so?"
Yeah. Oh yeah, ain't no white people about to get executed in these
I
countries.
hope not. Well, anyway, the bottom line is, the thing is, though, what was he doing with those white boys and everything like that? That's what you got. This new generation, they come over here and they go to white colleges and stuff like that. Wasn't like that generation ago, Now they come over here, they come with the white guy. Then what they got to cover is the African. They got the people like O'Shea still on this. Don't question Africans, no matter what the fuck they do. Get the fuck out of here,
He said that?
No. Well, let me tell you what he said a couple years ago. Somebody made a comment about seeing white men with young African girls in Kenya and Uganda, right? And O'Shea was basically like, if you don't like it, don't come to Africa. I'm like, who the fuck are you? I was like, you just got into the Pan-African. Who the hell are you going to be like telling somebody that they can't disagree? Like, I seen a grown-ass white man with a young African girl. Now, of course, we're going to say something about it. He's like, man, you should stay in America because that's how it is here and whatnot, I was like, man, who the fuck are you to freaking tell us how to fucking view Africa,
Yeah, that's nonsense.
I know the Africans don't care about race, but we do, we do.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think white people figured this shit out, right? They said, leave these niggas in power. And everybody would just put the blame on them. And they'll now look back at white people as the saviors. And that's exactly what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
They were thinking in advance. They knew better.
Yeah.
You go back and listen to like Ian Smith, and you can literally see that, oh yeah, he's fucking up the country. I have more black people on my side than he has on his side.
Yeah.
And in the end, he got cooled out.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. The bottom line is this, white people know. They say we give black people, give them power and whatnot, and they'll fuck it up. They know that, Like South Africa, they knew eventually they're gonna fucking eventually get all this power back. Like the black people, you had 3 decades, 30 years.
Can you imagine that in South Africa, white people overwhelmingly dominate the economy?
Yeah,
and if you move these white people out, they just become Zimbabwe all over again.
Yep.
Or in the case of Liberia, they become Liberia all over again.
Liberia was like the worst situation ever, man. I was just like, somebody asked me a question on my comments at Colin. If we would have stayed on the coast, right, and never went to hinterland, I said, yeah, we have a country. But the only thing is the British and the French were encroaching. That's why we felt we had to go to the hinterland and take that over. But what I don't understand is why they give Elvis's people, put them in the military and give them guns, What the fuck was that all about, you thought you could make them into black soldiers, and that was stupidest fucking thing, You never should. I don't know what would be the answer, right? The thing is, the American Liberians, they couldn't become the majority. They should have gave it up, If they couldn't become the vast majority.
I blame them for not trying to push the issue and keeping their majority status. At least, even if you didn't want to keep it overwhelming majority, you should have kept it at least 25%.
Check this out. The thing is, though, they did everything they can to keep black people from America because they felt they were in power, and they did everything to keep black people from America and the diaspora coming in large numbers, because they feared them taking over. That's how stupid they were. They thought they could rule over natives forever and whatnot, make them docile, obedient, whatnot. They had it good,
Yeah, they had it. I don't know why they would have thought that, though, if they looked at all the rest of the continent and see that shit wasn't working anywhere.
Right. So it
didn't work anywhere. Why would they? Because they felt that way because they were black, too.
Yeah, because
that was the mistake.
Black, it don't work like that. People think just because, that's why I said when we build in Afghanistan, we got to look at demographics, I'll be concerned about our numbers. I want us to be the majority. As simple as that.
Yeah,
If
you
it
cross that
means,
border legally, we spur
if
you
it
down.
means that we have to sacrifice and give Pookie and Buquisha a welfare check to get them over
Oh
there,
well.
well,
Oh well.
it's worth it. It's fucking worth it. Be worth it. So as long as we're the majority, that's all I care about. We're the majority.
We do segregation. What tribe you from? You got to go over there. Y'all got to be divided.
I would segregate, but if we're the majority, vast majority, that's fine. That's all I care about. As long as we're
Vast majority and
vast
separate the
majority.
tribe.
I'm saying, so, and we have our own institutions. Like I said, we'll basically all the naming of the streets, all that shit like that's gonna be named by us. Everything. The naming of the streets, the buildings, the museum, the movies, the film industry, the plays, everything will be based on our history and culture and everything.
Kyle, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I was lied to. Now, this whole time, I thought apartheid meant that these people were slaves. They didn't have
No,
anything.
it just meant separate development. That's all it means.
They had their own areas that they control.
Hold on. I'm gonna play a video. I'm glad you said that. The Black South Africans had their own countries called Bantustans. Let me play.
That's not what they taught us, though, Colin.
I know. I knew
understand
that.
that.
But
Listening to this shit
taught us
today, and I'm like, wait, the Zimbabweans it was called Zimbabwe Rhodesia at one time. The Zimbabweans had their area, the Rhodesians had their area.
Yeah.
The Zimbabweans couldn't build their own shit up. I mean, god damn.
So yeah,
And even after the white people are out of power, you still can't build it up.
Okay, let's see. Bantustan.
No, we're not claiming this African shit. They can have that.
Yeah, Africa's a different case. We're different from them.
No.
Okay, let me play a video of the band. I had this one video that played on my mind show was really good. Let me see if I can find it. The Bantu said it was a Bantu homeland. The Trans-K. See, this is one Trans-K. I won't see a Bantu stand explain. Let me see. By official native department. Let's see. Bantu stands. Okay, understand. Okay, here we go.
Welcome to our e-learning video on the subject of Bantustans. Bantustans were a system of separate territories for different ethnic groups in South Africa during the apartheid era. In 1948, the National Party, which was a white supremacist party, came to power in South Africa. They implemented a system of racial segregation and
See how they configured the two, racial segregation and stuff like that. They play on these buzzwords, racial segregation, whatnot, and racial discrimination and stuff like that. Actually, the Bantustans was black people having their own country, their own homeland,
and discrimination known as apartheid. One of the key components of apartheid was the creation of Bantustans, also known as homelands. The Bantustans were created with the goal of relocating the non-white population of South Africa into specific territories, which were designated as their homelands. These territories were often underdeveloped and lacked resources, and the residents of these areas were denied citizenship and the right to vote in the larger South African society. The Bantustans were also used as a way to control the non-white population and to limit their political power. The apartheid government claimed that the Bantustans were independent, but in reality they had very little autonomy and were heavily controlled by the government. The Bantustans were widely criticized and were considered to be a violation of human rights. Many people were forcibly removed from their homes and relocated to the Bantustans.
Imagine that having a homeland is a violation of your human rights. You hear that, Jonathan? Having a homeland is a violation. See how stupid these leftists are,
No, forget that part. The mere fact I got offended when she was just like, these places were usually underdeveloped. Develop your shit. Develop your shit.
Yeah, which will actually the Bantu stands will make you ever heard of Batu Siswana?
Yeah. Batu
Siswana is where Sun City Resort was at, They built that. They had a stadium, national stadium. They had everything. They were going. They was like they didn't want to join the new rainbow government with Mandela. They wanted to really become. They had their own airport. They had everything. They They wanted to become an independent state. You know, they said they didn't want to be part of South Africa. That's another thing people don't talk about. Some of it, like KwaZulu Natal, with the Zulus, they want to secede from South Africa and become their own state. You know. So the bottom line is this: this same thing we're going to talk about when we talk about Afghanistan. You know, these are homelands inside the country that's going to have autonomous territory. You know, are basically our homeland. We'll develop it ourselves. You know, unlike Africans, we could develop our own shit. You know. Let's see the first Bantu state. Let's see. So the thing is, we didn't have this in America. We never had states, stands, you know. But these were states. How they so they don't look that bad to me.
I have just announced in Parliament details of the granting of self-government to the Transkei. The Transkei is the first Bantu homeland which has approached the government of the Republic to aid it by means of this great step on the road to independence, for which in its final form it rightly feels it is not yet ready. My government is prepared to grant the Transkei a new constitution, which will create a parliament and a cabinet of ministers based on the principles of Western democracy. The details of the constitution will be worked out in consultation with the
Johnson, see what you said? The Transkei Bantustan was going to have our own parliament and stuff like that. Don't you think we could do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was bad about this Bantustan? You know, they
didn't have the skills to develop the country. The areas
we do have the skills. You know, that's all difference. So the African is basically a Bantustan. We just call it an African. That's all.
Bantu leaders of the Transkei. This will include the constitution of its parliament and the exercise of the franchise. The Transkei will have a wholly black parliament and cabinet, since the white inhabitants of the Transkei will have no political rights there but in the Republic. This means that the government is willing to grant to the Bantu nations of South Africa the opportunity to work out their own destinies, just like all other states in other parts of Africa and Asia. An enormous program for the development of political self-realization of each national group is therefore being devised. The support already obtained for this program gives the lie to the propaganda that there is a widening chasm between whites and non-whites in South Africa. Despite provocation, criticism, and extremist demands, the Republican government is determined to solve the political problems of the country and its peoples in such a way that stability and tranquility for all is assured. In contrast to the chaos and turbulence elsewhere in Africa, the South African government has refused to allow itself to be provoked to undertake extreme measures in its primary and legitimate function of ensuring law and order. The new South Africa, which is being constructed by the measures announced today, holds within it great promise for the building up of friendship and cooperation between the races. It furthermore guarantees to each the retention of his own identity. All the nations of the world which seek to protect human dignity and the right to self-determination should give South Africa a fair chance to establish and develop its own Commonwealth of Nations.
Yes, that was a Verwald, you know. Actually, to tell you the truth, man, I'm starting to change my opinion about South Africa, you know. Apartheid South Africa, to be honest with you. You know, I am. But
I'm there now. I know I changed my opinion.
This is the problem, right? You got African guys saying, but whites, the so-called homeland places where the whites drove blacks. No, What is it called?
No,
Why do you
no,
keep saying the
forget
best
that.
land?
Forget that. Tyler, hold
No,
on. Hold on a second.
hold up.
Hold on a second.
Hold up. Why do they keep
What
saying the
makes
best land?
what makes anyone think that you are entitled to call something your homeland? They migrated to those areas like everybody else did. The Bantus aren't from there. They migrated down there. It wasn't even their homeland.
And now that, why they keep saying that the whites had the best land? Land is land, you know. Why it didn't know what it is? White people know how to farm and do stuff like that, so they're productive. And so the Africans, instead of using modern farming techniques, they blame it on they got poor land. That's
Yeah,
bullshit,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
I mean, look at Dubai. Look at Dubai. They're in the fucking desert.
I know, built a
What
city out of a fucking
excuse is
desert.
there now?
You know, ridiculous. Israel, they planted gardens and trees and forests out of the desert, in the Namib Desert. They greened it, the Namib Desert. You know, there's no such thing as bad land. Land is land. Like I said, you give us any land, Black America, we're gonna build on it. I don't give a damn if it's desert. You know, if it's dry, we'll make it water. You know, we'll do it. You know,
You can figure it out. And I think that's the
any land.
problem
Look,
is
the
that
African God is any land that is land. You can be fertilized. Can we do it with the right permaculture? That's what permaculture is all about. You know, you could take any land. I guess Africans don't know the science of permaculture. You know, so that's what it is. There's no such thing as no bad land. It's just Africans don't want to use modern techniques. Whatnot. Just like people don't want to live modern housing. They want to live in mud homes and use camels and mules and manure. When I say they get modern fertilizer, modern or soil treatment and stuff like that, they don't want to modernize this shit, and they wonder why they're so backwards and whatnot. You know. It's like it is what it is. It's a constant battle, and what we're fighting now. Like I said in the yesterday's show, I said, look, philosophy of one century should be common sense in the next. The stuff we're talking about right now should be just common sense, but it's not. That means there's something wrong, you know.
yeah. I mean, something that's wrong. For the first time I ever came to a conclusion, like I'm thinking about it, right after slavery, Black people just began to build for themselves. They didn't wait on white people for anything. They wasn't looking for anything. They wasn't looking for assistance. Just built on our own.
Right.
After colonization, the Africans did not build a damn thing.
Look what this friggin' idiot Ross Moy said. You do the Jim Crow era. We had thriving cities: Rosewood, Wilmington, Tulsa. We had thriving friggin' cities in America, farming cities. You know
The area that Kyla lives in now was a Black area. The white people decided to move in because it was better.
That's what I'm saying. They moved near us, not the other way around. They moved near us, you know. And all that, you understand the orange harvest, and we built the orange industry in Florida. People don't know that history. Black people were basically planting oranges and doing orange. White mobs came in there and took over the business, you know, through violence, you know.
In Idaho, one of the biggest potato growers and successful potato growers was a Black person.
Yeah. So we would definitely
Like we did it on our own. What I don't understand is why the Africans and the Caribbeans couldn't do it on their own. Why it was so different that they couldn't have done it. That part needs to be studied for some reason.
I don't know, man. All I know is basically their mentality can never rule over me. That I do know, you know. What excuses now? We got farmers in America, bro. We got billionaires here, Ross Boyce. You don't got no billionaires in Haiti. We got billionaires in America, Black billionaires in America.
They got rich people in Haiti, just not Haitian.
Yeah, hold on. Do I have to play the top 20 Black businesses for this fool? You know?
No. Play the top richest people in Haiti.
Top richest people. Yeah, all white, you know? Top richest people in Haiti. Top richest people. Richest.
Yeah, show us the richest people in Haiti. They overthrew the whites. They slaughtered them. They got rid of them. They were in power. They were in power. They had the right to fulfill their own destiny. The right to self-determination. Let's see where it got us in Haiti. I couldn't imagine having a right to do for self and then run away from that to go live under white people. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, give people self-determination. That goes against the white man's.
I have just announced in Parliament details of the granting of self-government to the Transkei. The Transkei is the first
I wish
Bantu
somebody would have
homeland
gave us
which has
homelands in
approached the
America,
government
right?
of the Republic
I wish that got
to
that
aid
would
it
happen
by
with us.
means
We
of
didn't
this
get
great
shit in
step
America. We
on
didn't
the
get no
road to
homeland.
independence,
We didn't get no
for which in its
freaking
final form it rightly feels it is not yet ready.
You know,
My government is prepared to grant the Transkei a new constitution, which will create a parliament and a cabinet of
we never had
ministers
no parliament.
based on the principles of Western democracy.
We had no
The
parliament.
details of the constitution,
You know, top 20 Haitians, top richest Haitians.
But no, I think about it. You look at Black America, we were really the first China experience, right? Because they treated us very badly. They paid us so low. At the end of the day, we gained the most skills, and when we built our own cities. When the Depression hit, Black people were still doing fine.
Right.
It was the white people that were mad. That's why they decided to go destroy everything. Because they sitting there living in squalor and poor and mad as hell, and these Black people just living good.
Check this out. This Haitian lady wrote, this is Haiti, one of the richest countries of the Western Hemisphere. Are they fucking crazy? It's a Rock Newman show. Are they fucking crazy? People gotta stop exaggerating. Exaggeration is a bastard child of enthusiasm, you know?
Man, I'm tired of the Pan-Africans saying the whole world needs Africa's resources. Africa ain't got that much
Man, that's so
resources,
freaking.
man.
I hate that shit, you know?
I look that shit up. I'm like, damn, can you at least give one country that's in the top 10?
I know.
Shit.
You know, so while yeah, it's like, you know, look, you know, it failed because the mulatto bastards when we forgot to delete, you know. Man, goddamn. Why is Ross Morris bringing his violence to our country, man, over here, you know? These guys be bringing some rebel, killing, mass murder type of shit to our forum. I'm trying to have a peaceful forum and whatnot. And they these motherfuckers be like, goddamn, like Elvis. It's like, shit, man, you see the rebel be coming out of him and whatnot. Next thing you know, you're going to see him out there with General Butt naked and shit. General Elvis naked and whatnot. I be bringing out the worst in people, man. You know, Ross Moy said, man, if we would have, you know, I agree with you, Carla. That Haitian woman is nuts. Oh, so no. Oh, yeah. So you saw the woman I was talking about? Should I play that? John,
Yeah, play that shit. Yeah, play that. I want to see how Haitian is the richest country.
Oh, Lord. Okay, let's see. She was like, hell, Haitian's the richest country. Like, when was this, man? Shit. Okay.
Ross, won't stop blaming shit on the damn mulatto people, okay?
She fine, though. You know what I'm saying? I can hear with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Once launched, this dental appliance received an explosive response and quickly became popular.
That embassy.
Okay, so in 2004, the European tribes came back to Haiti as proprietor and landowner, and they built the largest U.S. embassy in the Western Hemisphere in Haiti, and it is the fourth largest U.S. embassy in the world. While they're telling you we have no resources, they are building themselves a footprint that's bigger than all their other embassies, except for four.
And what's the relevance of that?
They need the place to store all their acquiring. In different part of Haiti right now, while people are sleeping or doing their own business, they are digging. What they dig, they take with the soil with them. And when they leave, they just leave the hole wide open. In the northern part of the country, where companies goes to mine gold, when they take the gold out, they don't do anything with the soil to assist the people that are living there. So the resources that we have on the lands are being excavated and taken into cars and leaving at night.
And beyond gold now, the other resources that are critically important.
Oil. Haitian geologist says that Haiti's oil is bigger than Venezuela's oil, which has the biggest cachet. They say that Haiti's oil is a swimming pool to Venezuela's cup of water. Haiti, also, you have to understand how does oil come? Haiti is on 4 tectonic plates making that oil. It's on the Caribbean basin, the North American tectonic plate, the South American tectonic plate, and the Atlantic tectonic plate. Massive oil, because that's how what's the same thing with the Middle East. Okay, but another thing, Haiti has an extraterrestrial material that is found nowhere else in the world except South Africa, and it's the purest in Haiti. 65 million years ago, an asteroid landed in this space. We have an asteroid mountain in different places. We have mountains.
That's what people always tell me. They always get you hyped up on these places, and they be dirt poor and whatnot. Like, yo, we got tons of resources and whatnot. We like, yo, Colin, man, we got all these resources. Like, remember? Do you remember Judah whatnot? He go, yeah, he would talk like, yo, we Cameroon and whatnot. I go, Cameroon's a piece of shit. Oh, excuse me, Frenchie. As you watch it. Cameroon's a piece of shit country, man. Dude, man, with Cameroon, we got natural resources, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it doesn't matter, man. If you don't have no means to use them, develop industries and everything like that, and have a global, you see, Donald Trump said he wants rare, precious minerals, earth. See, they're jockeying for this stuff. Africans basically never created any use of it. What if Africans got into making parts for planes and stuff like that, weapons and everything like that, prefabrication and processing? They would get more money and stuff like that. They'd be more valuable. But you can't just basically at least mine the stuff yourself.
Nigeria now, they should have said, hey, you know what, United States, we're going to train our workforce. We're going to build up our workforce. Fuck China. Leave them alone. We'll take care of everything that you need. They just don't do it. None of these countries are doing this shit.
The Africans basically are like this. This is what it takes. I'm going to say this right now. Look, the whole thing is not just Africans, black people too. I was watching this thing one time about Japanese, how Japanese got what they are, the hard work. And they showed, the one thing I saw was they said, see, the Japanese were getting criticized because they work so hard. They don't work, quit at 5 o'clock one night. They showed Tokyo, right? And it was like Tokyo, and they showed office buildings 8 o'clock at night, still lit up. And you see the young Japanese is still working at like 8, 9 o'clock at night. He said he'll get home, probably sleep and go to bed and get right back up and do the same thing again. But the same thing in Africans is like, they don't want to do the hard work. In other words, basically, they're like, okay, we got gold here, right? We got natural resource here. So, Mr. White Man, you come in, you can mine the gold, you can take it all out when I just give me my cut and give a couple of people office jobs. We don't know anything about how the gold, the business of the gold or not. We'll let you do that. But we just want a few jobs and a few money and some whatever. That's how it's been in Africa. They have never gotten into the business of the minerals they claim they have, That's how it is. It's like that in Nigeria. Only recently, Nigeria and Port Harcourt made oil people start doing their paperwork and everything locally. Before they start doing that, they will basically just drill off the platform, right, and just hand the government a paper saying, this is what we did. They didn't have to even park and go inside. Now they made them set up offices and stuff like that where they could do paperwork and process paperwork and stuff like that and do deposit money in there and local banks and everything like that. So they grew the banking sector. Nigeria at least grew the banking sector a little bit, and so like that in the business sector with the oil.
Man, I want to hear that. My Zenda bank account been having problems like the last few days. I don't want to hear anything. Yeah, my Nigerian bank. I don't want to hear anything about they grew their banking sector.
Well, I'll tell you, they're better than most countries in West Africa.
Man, fix that shit, okay? Damn.
They're better than most countries in West Africa. I'll give them that. They did that because of the oil money. And said the oil money allowed them to do that shit. So they
bank, the largest bank in motherfucking.
President Ross Boy said, I agree. I'm tired of Haitian history lessons. What are we doing new? Yeah, I don't know, man. You better go over that island and get rid of that barbecue fella, Whatever hell. Now Haitians
No, y'all need barbecue.
Now they're accusing the Haitians accusing the Kenyans of stealing gold. Why is everybody stealing gold? They're saying they're stealing gold, give it to white man. You know, they just make up anything and run with it. You know.
African goddess, our bank was enough. I used Pompey. And for whatever reason, every time I was going to the banks, I tried to get a GT Bank account. Network always down. I hate going to the bank and they'd be like, network, no network, no network, no network. Like, really? It's a bank, bitch. It's a bank. You would think that's the number one thing y'all would have. I can't do it anymore. I'm getting tired.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired.
It's what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, I wish I want to send that Kalumba video. Wouldn't that be good if Dollar Bill put that on his AI?
Yeah, you should put it on this thing.
AI, because people want to know what does the housing look like. You know, that's what I think he's missing.
African goddess barbecue is a Paul Kagame of Haiti, and everyone else is hating right now. No reason. They all claim that he's killing people. He's causing all of the problems. Man,
who Paul Kagame?
No, barbecue. I'm saying
out.
barbecue would be the next Paul Kagame. He'll be the one to lead
There's
Haiti.
this video. There's a couple of videos I want to play where this white lady from the EU was debating Paul Kagame. He just basically ate her up.
Prince, don't disrespect the African goddess. That's your elder, nigga. Correct yourself, boy.
Why'd you call African goddess a goofy? You know,
he's a goofy. That's why.
Oh, she called barbecue a freedom fighter. Talks a freedom fighter.
He is a freedom fighter.
I see. I don't know anymore, man. He could be a freedom fighter. I've only been hearing one side of the story. You know, he could be a freedom fighter for all we know. You know. So I don't know. He could be a freedom fighter. You know. So I don't know, man. All I know is, man, I wouldn't be going to Haiti anytime soon, man. You know, I wouldn't be going there. So not even on my day off, man. Not even on Sundays. You know.
Barbecue is the next Sankari.
So you think he's a legitimate governor or he's just a thug gangster? They saying he's a gang member.
Man, if the West says you're a thug, you're a criminal, and they point you as bad,
yeah, but
I'm gonna look at. I learned a long time ago that shit ain't true.
I know that true. I know that, but I'm saying, but Haitians are saying it. Or they're trying.
Yeah, these are Haitians that left their country.
In America, that's what it is.
These are Haitians that left their country.
Yeah, they're using that excuse to stay in America. That's sad, you know.
That's all that is. Don't deport me. Barbecue, he'll kill us.
Eat me. Barbecue gonna eat me. I'm gonna get barbecue.
Barbecue speak pro black only target blacks. What?
But you got to say some principle. Let me ask you a question. Who is always in the way of our progress? Negroes, you know. Negroes are always in the way, man. So it's like, you be pro black, man, but some Negroes got to go, so I don't know much about Haiti. He probably knows more than I do, but I'm just saying something is just not right. It's not right. Why can't y'all get that little island together? It's not like you're talking about an island size of Cuba. You're talking about friggin' Haiti is the size of South Carolina, G said, damn it, Kyle, stop that. Come on, G. Come up on here, man. Let's have a conversation, man. Come on, G. Are you at work? Hey, G, you working at McDonald's tonight, man? Come on. You working at a drive-thru, man? Call in, G. Call in. Call in, brother G. Haven't heard talk to you in a long time, man.
I still got family in Haiti who are telling me this. If your family live near barbecue, they might be on the whole opposite side of where barbecue is, and they just saying stuff. Rosmois, if I was there and I was in Haiti, I'd probably be telling you, my life is in danger. Send money now. And you'd be over there sending your whole paycheck, no problem.
Yeah, Haitians like, man, I ain't trying to go back to that shit, Even with sanctions, yeah. I don't know why that is, man. Why is Cuba with sanctions on it, man? Man, they got cars from the 1950s. They be good. It's all about the people, the culture, the people. There's something about our black culture that we just don't.
Hey man, something scares me. Iran got hella sanctions and they still growing.
That's what I don't know. North Korea got sanctions on it.
Still growing. I mean,
how they actually get fucking. They got nuclear weapons, and African countries can't even get a light rail system up and running. You know,
man, fuck that. Have you ever seen the North Korean military parade? I'd be like, what
I know.
What is this? Is this an entertainment show or a military parade? I can't tell the difference.
Have you ever seen them training? Those guys.
I seen it, man. And then I look at the Africans and I be like, this should not be our future.
All I know is, look. I don't know how, some way, when it's like the rule is you can't get nuclear weapons, right? But we got to somehow figure out a way how to get nuclear weapons, or just a procedure of being a nuclear power, you know, just a procedure of being a nuclear power. That you're a nuclear power, we're a nuclear power. You don't fuck with us, we don't fuck with you, you know. But the bottom one thing they're gonna do is they're gonna never let a black culture have a nuclear weapon. You know, they'll move mountains before they let that happen. But it's got to happen. You know, I never hear Africans talk about they want nuclear weapons, because the bottom line is Africans. I don't think they have any will to fight anybody other than themselves. You know,
they don't.
You know what I'm saying? So
they ain't got it, and the ones that had it, they're long gone and dead.
And the bottom line is, Black America, when we go to the continent, we will have it, because we have a lot of anger issues we got to work out, you know. So the bottom line is we're definitely going to be in conflict out there. Just tell you right now. So y'all come in, yeah, that is what it is, you know. Africa needs a shaking up, you know. South Africa gave that up because they were not going to hand it over to a black government. That's why, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that was all about. That's all America cared about. It said, okay, boys, Mandela and Buthelezi, y'all can have this place, man. Just anything we want is a nuclear weapon. The United States seized those nuclear weapons before Mandela took power. You know, I remember that. They seized nuclear power, and then it was okay to have an election, you know. Well, you didn't have that nuclear weapons, you know, you didn't have the nuclear weapons, so that's all they care. You can have a little government one night, you know, because eventually we'll take it back from you, you know. Well, anytime we want to take it back to you. But black people having nuclear weapons, you know, that is not going to happen. You know, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, African God, barbecue talk's a good talk. So I don't know what these people are talking about. They just, I don't know. You know, they say Paul could get me bad.
Yeah, I have nothing
with no basis, but he bad.
Yeah, I said, Paul Kagame is not doing nothing but defending his country. That's all. Yeah, he's defending his country and making sure that chaos in Congo don't reach his borders. You know, what he should do is build a military zone, like about a half a mile radius of security zone in between him and the Congo. That will secure him all down the coastline. You know, all down the coast, and fortify it. You know, like a military zone where. In that military zone are police installations and military and stuff like that. And it's fenced in, you know, and then he'll be secured, you know.
African goddess, you know, I loved you, girl. The African culture don't emphasize peace and reconciliation.
Oh, please stop it!
Don't say that.
It, man. I
hate African goddess. You know, 100 people got slaughtered last week in Ibami.
Right now, Congo, Kinshasa on fire right now. They say Kinshasa is burning and looting, and there's all hell is breaking on Kinshasa as we speak. But peace, love, and happiness, man. You know, that's a Hakuna Matata African shit. You know, Hakuna Matata, all the rest of your days.
They've been having clashes in Igbo land like crazy, and it doesn't even make the news.
Right. Yeah. So the bottom, all of the continent is nothing but chaos and hell. You know, that's why I played a video of Angola. Angola doing something right. You know, Angola doing something right. You know, but you know the rest of the continent, man, I don't know, man. You know, Rwanda's doing okay, but this peace and love crap, man, it does not believe in. Africans believe in peace and love with white people. You know, and everybody else, not with each other. Certainly not with me. You know. Not with me, not with the Black America. I haven't seen peace and love in the last few years when all I hear is conflict, hate, and jealousy and envy and all stuff like that. Auntie barbecue.
Prince, what is up with you and all this coordination shit? Do you understand that everyone, in order to coordinate, everyone has to be on one accord? We have to be in agreement to want to coordinate.
Yeah.
And you're asking a whole bunch of tribes who have been warring with each other for a long ass time to come together and coordinate. That don't even happen in Europe. That don't happen in Asia, in the Arab world, anywhere. They don't happen nowhere. You got to get that bullshit up.
He wants Black America to come together. He principally is one of these people. All we just come together. Yo, don't you think we've done that already, man? We've been there, done that. We had every kind of convention. We had every kind of thing, like the Gary, Indiana convention of 1970. I went nowhere. You know.
Yeah, we done that. We done that. We done the whole coordination thing.
Shit, you know, we had the Million Man March. Not a damn thing came out of it. You know, nothing.
Everybody came together, and
one day, and
I give them a break because we did all of that shit, and yet we still had the whole FBI, the COINTELPRO, everybody was still after us. Yeah, but what do they have? Who's after them? They're only after themselves.
Yeah.
They're the biggest problems that they have.
Yeah, so March has
it's sad now. One thing I hate, right, is I don't know what the difference is in America. There's real censorship. You would not see crazy ass videos or crazy posts online. But when you're in Africa, especially in Nigeria, you get to see it all.
Really?
You see all the killings. I mean, the people record themselves killing people. They record the dead body and just post it anyway. There's no limitation.
I seen a video where they set these Nigerian boys on fire for stealing something. I'm like, God damn. They stole something, man. You know, string them up, whip them. You don't have to burn them out. The dude was like doing some prayer. They was alive, man. I was like, damn. I said to myself, I don't want nothing to do with this shit, man. You know, that's what it means to be African and Nigerian. I don't want nothing. That's rural Nigeria, though. You know, the rural parts of Africa, man. It's just wild, man. I'm like, fuck. No way I'm ever condone that shit. You know, some people are like, well, Kala, that's what. No, I don't care. I'm not gonna go back to that shit. You know, I don't think somebody should die. You know, just because they stole a loaf of bread. You know, I don't think they should die for that shit. Punish them, give them like 10 lashes, send them out the field to work for a couple of days as punishment and whatnot, but never fucking murder somebody just for stealing something. You know, that's not civilized. You know.
Yeah, but they think it is.
Yeah, that's why I said that's why our two cultures can never get along like that. You know, if we're gonna build an Africa, it's gonna be based on our values. You know, what we value. You know, and stuff like that. It can't be on their values. You know, so you know. So that's why I said the only future is in Africa. You know, that's the only future we have in America. It's the only future we have with Africa as our own state. That's it. That's it. That's all. You know, nothing else. So we just keep pushing this movement. Hopefully, you know, I know eventually it'll happen. You know, just once people support it. What do you think about a petition? We're gonna start a petition. You know, once we get it really going with the graphics of this African and stuff like that, and we just lay out the thing as this is how we can do it. Boom, boom, boom. This is what like this. Should we pursue an African? You know, let's say we get 1 million signatures saying yes. You see what I mean? And then now we got a mandate. You know, 1 million people said this is good. That means 1 million people said that's a sample size. That means a good third or half of Black America is cool with this. So let's do it. You know?
Yeah. That sounds like an excellent idea.
And so we're gonna do a poll. You know, once we hit a certain amount of signatures, that's when we're gonna activate this. You know, we got, hey, look, we got our signatures. That's what you present to African governments. You know, look how many people we said, you know, like this. Boy, you got people that are ready to come? Yeah, even if they ain't ready to come yet, you know, but at least you got the signatures. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue. I have this idea for every reason. I'm thinking, when we get to that point in which we have this amount of people and there is an organization, we just side with some other African government
I said that. I said
it.
Liberia. I said like Liberia could be an excellent place. Just everybody uses go whatever country you got influence in to help push it. That's what I believe. Every country.
I would argue if they try to attack Rwanda, we signed up. Hey, Kagame, after we win this war, we want this area. That's your area. All right, we're coming.
Right. We say, look, we'll support you. Like right now, like people say, well, Sir Ramaphosa, look, I can't support South Africa because they're not putting nothing on the table for it. That's my price. The line is saying, people would ask me, Carl, what do you think about South Africa, Trump and South Africa? I say, nothing to see here, not my business, because what I feel. I want an Afghanistan and say, well, how does he know about it? Well, that's his problem that he doesn't know about me and what I want. You ask me what I think. As my voice grows, and if I have any influence, I'm gonna be like this. You want my support, whatever, like that. You'll support. What about Ibrahim Traore? I love the guy, but I'm not gonna be let Dr. Arcana bring me over there. Why? Because although he's building his country or not, my priority is building a country for my people in Afghanistan. That has to. The Afghanistan has to come before everything. They said, "What's your opinion on this? What's the opinion on the Afghanistan?" Well, I don't know. Well, then when you figure out what you want to do, then you come back and tell me. Colin, what do you guys think about Kenya? Whatever. I don't know. What does Kenya think about the Afghanistan? Everything's gonna be. That's how statesmanship works. So this is what we want right here. If we can't get what we want, then I don't give a damn what you want. That's how I am. I'm sick of basically we've been carrying war for Africa for decades.
Wait, what? Princip, you saying that Haiti been reaching out to Africa and they rejected y'all? What happened to coordination, bro?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because Haiti, well, let's be put to you like this, right? Despite all the people like talk about Haiti got all this money, if you can have all the minerals in the world, but if you're still poor and it's not developed, it means nothing. Africans don't have the capital to develop Haiti, right? So it means nothing, right? So what does Haiti have to? Haiti doesn't have a good shipping thing. If Haiti would have became a shipping nation, right? Shipping, logistics, a place of logistics and everything, it could be a place where Africans, first of all, Africans really have nothing to sell. Tell me, do you know any manufactured goods, Jonathan, that Africans sell to the world?
Zero.
Nothing, right? No cars, no parts, no machinery.
They're the natural resource people. That's all they got to offer the world.
Yeah. And they don't even export that. It's foreign companies that export it, So Africa really has nothing to trade with the world, nothing. Nothing to export to the world. So since they have nothing to export to the world, then basically a country like Haiti that could have been a point to ship goods to the United States and Mexico and from Africa, there's nothing to ship because Africa has no finished products, products to ship, Africa has never gotten into manufacturing like that, making things. So it is what it is, but
Haiti is Africa's new cousin. I know of air peace flights to Jamaica. I never heard of an air peace flight to Haiti.
Yeah, so okay, let's
see. You got to come out of this foolishness. Just come out of it.
Bruce says, Buthelezi in 1980 caught the Freedom Party leader. He was a fucking traitor. Inkatha was created by the apartheid government to go against the black nationalist group of the ANC and the PAC. It was a tribalist group. Buthelezi, anti-Pan-African views. Yeah, I know that. I don't know. Even though I think Buthelezi was just caught up in Zulu tribalism and nationalism. That's one thing. The tribalists are always used by white supremacists and nationalists. White supremacists and racists. The ideology. That's what they love. That's why every time you see somebody tribalizing up, they use about white supremacy. That's all that is. The Inkatha Freedom Party was just basically an arm of white supremacy promoting Zulu nationalism and Zulu xenophobia, Zulu jingoism, and stuff like that. Same thing with the Maasai and all these other people. They're all fucking white supremacists, arms of white supremacy. Same thing people will see in Igbo land. And people like that. Anybody that's tribalist, right? Liberians, native Liberians, they're all fucking white. They're all making overtures to white supremacy. Because white supremacy don't want to see black nationalist governments and black nationalist culture take root. So that's why they always encourage tribalism, without any cost. So that keeps Africans off balance and everything. So anyway, and no one's gonna come up, man. I'm gonna end this, Jonathan. I'm tired, man. I'm tired. It's been a long night, long day, everything like that. So, and then what's coming up? But I'll see you guys on Thursday. I got my regular show tomorrow night. I'm gonna take them all night off. It said white people love the primitive mass idea. Of course they do. Anything that's backward and primitive, white people love it. When that, they would love to see us in a fucking a grass skirt out there chucking, making dances whenever they come around. Whatnot. That's the Africa they envision for us.
That's the side that white people actually love to go.
That's
why you look at National Geographic, you always see the weird shit.
Yeah, tribalism is not white supremacy. It is white supremacy. Everything, but it's not tribalistic. Yeah, it is. Tribalistic is the reason why Africa is the way the fuck it is right now.
Henry, they killed Jamaicans in Ivory Coast. Shut the fuck up with that bullshit. Just shut up.
Yeah. Everyone thinks that FBA gonna get killed, man. Oh, please. Yeah.
They love lying.
Yeah. All right, Jonathan. I'll talk to you later, bro.
All right. You have a good night, bro.